Did you just count down then?
You're on.
You went pretty. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stout and Sturdy. This is my countdown to your live. 3, 2, 1. You're live.
Yeah.
He's the quietest barbarian of them all.
All you get.
So yes, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stout and Study. Sorry for the delay. We're having a few connection issues with a few of us, but hopefully we should be sorted now. Anyone that's new to the channel, this is our D&D weekly podcast for the Asylum channel. We do it every Friday, unless people are away, but no, most Fridays we are here. So yeah, that's that. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I think Blood Eagle just sent... Oh, it's an auto-host. Okay. Well, thank you for that as well. We appreciate all the hosts. Hope everybody is well. So today, anyone that's new, we are joined with Bryn, who is the half-elf rogue. We have Artex, who is and Wood Elf. You're Wood Elf as well, aren't you? Wood Elf Druid. Alaria, you don't know. She's the guest of the day. Say hello. We have Brune, the halfling ranger. Josephina, the wood elf. If you keep kicking that, it's going to do the microphone.
It's not coming through.
The microphone. Sorry. Josephina, the wood elf druid, and Thalin, son of Orak, the half-orc barbarian, and last but not least, Mr. Drig de Silva, the blue halfling fighter sorcerer. I got there. I was just trying to remember. Even that is enough to remember for a week, and that's me done. So yeah, this is most of us are new to D&D, as I like to say every week, just to let everybody know. This is why we have chosen to do the Lost Mines of Phandelver. It's supposed to be a starter set and not get everybody killed. We'll soon find out. So we've been plowing away at this for a few weeks, and it's been good so far. So yeah, if we do make mistakes, feel free in chat to correct us, or at least drop some hints. We're not constantly monitoring chat, but I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, as I said, we're learning as we go, so mistakes will happen, so just bear with us for that one. Otherwise, I think we are missing Baron this week. He is away for work in Vietnam, having a lovely time in the rain, apparently, which is unusual for Vietnam, but still. And D&D Beyond's website is having a lovely major update, which will be really nice for all the class characters. Unfortunately, it's still on maintenance, so we may struggle with using our character sheets on there, but I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So otherwise, that's all the announcements. So let us begin. So last week, after I'm trying to remember now, so. Last week, you carried on with your plan. Baron was locked up in the jail cells in the town hall with 2 other Red Brand ruffians who he then managed to form an escape plan. He distracted, I think it's Horbin, Wester, who was in the town hall. He managed to distract him, and using the keys that they was given to him by Drake, he managed to get out. And they've wandered off somewhere that you don't know because you wasn't there at the time, and they've last you know that they were seen in that cell. The rest of you went round and carried on following a few leads that you were given. Some of you you went up to the Orderleaf, no, sorry, not the Orderleaf farm. You went up to the Edemarth orchard and spoke to him up there. You went to the Lion's Provisions and got some information there. And lastly, you headed towards the Orderleaf farm, where you came across Quellin. I can't remember. I think that's how I said it last time. Quellin Orderleaf, which was a halfling farmer, and she had a son called Carp, who had a rumor. You were told by a rumor in the pub that he had found a secret entrance to the Red Brand's hideout. He came along and was a little bit excitable from seeing you because he wants to be an adventurer himself, and got a bit excited. After some play fighting with Drake, he managed to knock out knock out Drake and earn himself a silver. And having watched this, Brune decided that that was a good idea. So also then actually knocked out Drake and was sitting there waiting for his silver. At this point, you kind of left.
That's enough for you.
This point, we kind of ended it. So you all, after this display of friendly banter between the both, you decided. Quellin Alderleaf offered you a place in the barn before rushing off ahead to get into the whether he was going to follow him or not. But instead of rushing off, she said that you could stay in her hayloft within the barn. So you chose to go off there and take a long rest. And in doing so, you also leveled up to level 3. So everybody should hopefully have done that and sorted that all out now. And this is where we begin the next day. So you wake up in the morning, well, having actually, when did you want to wake up? Did you want to wake up in late, or was you planning on sleeping the whole night?
Oh no, I wake up fondling Trinity's leg.
But I don't know what you guys are choosing to do next. So was you planning to sleep through to morning, or was you planning to do like a nighttime ambush? Or because there was a talk of a nighttime ambush.
Oh.
But so you left off, if you remember, Carp was saying to you he can take you to the secret hideout.
Secret passage.
And then you had the choice whether you wanted to follow him, but decided to rest first.
Yeah. I had an idea, but I'm knocked out, so take it from there, guys.
Well, I'm happy that we're all rested. We should go.
You should wake up by now.
Yeah,
The sun is shining.
Small.
Roosters are roostering.
Yeah, I agree. The less time we take, the better, as long as we get the full benefits. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to go for so if you had just the 7 hours, it would be something like, I think it was about 9 o'clock at night.
That sounds good. Good and dark.
Dark though, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
So you're going for 9 o'clock at night? Okay, so
it'll be dark, won't it?
yes,
The
that's
cricket chip says awake.
And what about Carp? Might be past his bedtime.
Yeah. Does he still want us to follow him? Or was he left?
So as you sleeping in the barn, you wake suddenly to Quellin Alderleaf grabbing Talon by the foot and just giving him a shake, and then quickly jumps back in case he reacts, because he's sort of sleeping there hugging his weapon.
Question: we're sleeping in the hayloft, so we're 1 level up, right?
Yeah.
I wake up, I'm like, Brune, what the heck? I kick him from the top.
Okay.
There's your silver coin.
I want to roll for athletics or something on that.
Can't we off?
Okay, roll for it. This is going to be like the whole night now, isn't it?
So are you saying it's gonna be 9
not
o'clock at
really.
night?
Yes.
So it's dark outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gave you all the choice. Nobody says anything, and then you say you want to do a nighttime ambush. You got to choose. You can't just.
Why don't we say it's first thing in the
Because
morning?
they said they wanted to do a nighttime ambush.
It'll work to our advantage.
No,
I was just about to say, it really does.
You think?
Yes, because most
it's-
people are busy through the day. Even those that are on guard, usually the guards are laxer at night than they are during the day. Not as much activity. They won't see us as easily. Just as, but we do. Most of the people, I think, in our group have dark vision, so we should be pretty good.
I don't.
You can piggyback. Come on, look back.
I mean, ideally, if y'all needed to heal and y'all needed the long rest, and that we needed the long rest to get the spells or whatever, it just all makes sense story-wise, It all kind of set up a story.
Rest even longer. And don't forget, you're also in pursuit of Baron as well, who's missing. You don't quite know where he's up to. So
Right, exactly.
He was lost in the jail, right? Did he escape?
No. Yeah.
He wasn't there when we went by. He wasn't there.
You guys went in there and he wasn't.
So I kick him off. Let's see if he lands perfectly or not.
Okay.
Is it acrobatics or athletics? If it's acrobatics, it's 11. If it's athletics, it's 6.
11.
If it's acrobatics, yeah.
Acrobatics. Okay. So you kind of start coming to in the barn, all of a sudden you just see this halfling blue foot come towards you and kick you. You tumble backwards off of the first level of the hayloft. You manage to land not perfectly, but you land on your knees and sort of take a little bit of impact, but you manage to roll out of it and reduce the sort of, it doesn't damage you or anything. You kind of land reasonably okay. Just doesn't look from everybody else looking.
I look at him and I go, "There's your silver piece, you bastard."
Okay. So I walk up to Drake and I say, Drake, man, just about that punch. Well,
and I stand ready for another punch.
Well, Envy, see, like, she had her heart on this new, shiny, tight bowstring. So when she saw you giving that kid a silver, she kind of wanted in. She was going to shoot you. So yeah, sorry about that punch. Yes. You know, she's a lot of fun. Much like a crazy tavern wench. But you can't live with her. And they won't leave you. Well, not alive. So sorry about that punch again, man, but the options was a bit worse. Okay.
I fully appreciate. Put my arm around his shoulder. It's like, oh, sorry. Thanks for doing me a solid, man. I didn't understand. I know what it's like when they get involved in your life. So yeah, you've got to know when to stand up for yourself, man. Seriously, but I appreciate good looking out. I've got your back next time.
Okay, man. Good.
You know,
Let's
it's
go
dark
on.
outside. If we're leaving, we should go.
Yeah, I don't have night vision. I'll walk into short stumps.
Climb down from the rock.
So, as you're all kind of waking up, you notice the sort of damp sort of smell in the air from the barn and the hay enters your nostrils. There's a couple of sheep milling around in the bottom half of the barn. It was a reasonable night's sleep. It wasn't the most comfortable, but you slept fine. Colin comes up to you and she's like, "Good evening. You're gonna have to. Carp is up late, but he's still willing to show you the way if you need to go."
Sounds good.
Well, that's good.
What is up to you?
Right.
I'm glad he waited.
I can't remember what my accent was, so I'll get there in a minute.
Let's do this.
Come on then.
All right.
Go.
Carp, lead their way.
Are you following him? I'll go and get him. So she
Yes, go get him.
she walks off and she looks a little bit distressed, not quite happy about sending her small son child into the woods in the middle of the night. But obviously at the moment they've been having a lot of problems with the red brands, and the more she believes that you can obviously help, the more you can help, the better. So she's willing to offer up her child, her firstborn, for the cause.
Well, he did knock out Drake. Better than
He
some
did
other
knock
people.
out Drake, that is true. So you wait for a moment, get yourself prepared in the barn as all of a sudden you hear this like little patter of feet come into the door. Hi, good evening, everybody. That's so great. I'm going to be an adventurer tonight. Yes. Are you ready? It's past my bedtime, did you know? Mum's
Yep.
letting me up late.
Carp, you have to whisper. Be quiet. Then when we tell you to go back, you need to go back, okay?
That's okay.
Speak with your inner voice.
Oh, inner voice. I haven't got an inner voice. Mama says people with inner voices are crazy. Are you crazy?
Sometimes.
No. Well,
Mostly.
it depends on the time of the day.
I say it's 9 o'clock. I've never been up this late before. It's 9 o'clock when you're crazy.
I mean, am I the only
Well,
one that
12.
thinks we shouldn't be letting Carp go back in the middle of the night on his own?
I'm not going on my own. You'll come in.
Yeah, but then once you've shown us where it is, we're just going to leave you
I
to find.
tell you what.
Sure.
I tell you what. I can go with Carp. He can show me the way. I'll come back with him, and then we can go as a group. Does that sound okay?
Well, I'll come with you because I'm looking for a wolf anyway.
Well, I need to be stealthy.
Another wolf.
Well, I'm quite stealthy.
And I really hope we do not run into another wolf. So just going there and coming right back.
I'll just keep an eye out for a wolf.
No one said there'd be wolves.
Carp, have you ever seen any wolves in the woods?
Not for a long time.
Not for a long time. Have you ever seen any bears?
No.
No. What have you seen?
Foxes. Rabbits. Birds.
Well, I won't go with Des. I'll just go for a little wonder.
I walk up to Thalen. Thalen, whenever we're leaving, all right, is it okay if you lead and I'll just hold on to your shirt and you just lead me?
Can you reach my shirt?
So, what are you? So, is this what's going out? Is Des going? Is Bryn going off first to scout forward, or are you going? Are you happy with that old plan? Or
Yep.
It wasn't very far, right?
it's a fair way.
How
I'd
far?
say probably about 20 to 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
That's an hour and a half.
Well, we could all go, and then somebody
Yeah.
could just nip him back.
We can protect him worst case scenario, I'm sure.
We could bring him back. One of us could bring him back then.
We lost
we need to.
Bryn. That we have.
We've lost what?
Bryn. Connection issues tonight, so fun. Sorry, guys.
Supply card over again.
Intermission.
He went off with Carp, and then he vanished. Never to be seen again.
I think we could all take Carp,
Okay, so
and then one of us could
you're gonna go.
get him back.
Okay.
Yeah, we can if we need to. I'm sure.
Hmm?
I'm sure we can if we need to.
You could always find a little fox and get that to
Escort him. I could
one of the
do.
sheep can come with them.
Chipmunk.
Sheep are a waste of time. If I find 2 wolves, that could help.
You might find 2 wolves. Then again, you might not. Okay, so so we'll say that you're all gonna go.
Yeah,
Instead
we're all
then.
gonna go.
Yes.
I
We
hold
can
on-
always do exactly the same thing when we get to the other side. Send somebody back with a kid and then...
Yep.
Yep.
I make sure I hold on to Thalen's shirt as we go, if he's okay with it, because I didn't hear you when you responded when I asked.
Yes. If you can
Okay.
reach.
Does your blueness make you blind? Did I miss something?
I don't have dark vision.
See what, mate?
Yeah, but there's a moon, I hope.
I'm just being safe.
At the moment,
You do
it's
You do
the
it your
moon
way, I'll do it my way.
out is reasonable light.
Well-
We consider dim light, but you're going into the forest.
Until we reach the centre of the forest, I could get a light.
Do you want to light up? It's totally up to you what you guys want to do.
I can use my torch until we get to the forest if you want.
Well, the forest is just on the border of the farm, so it's not far.
I'll use it for 10 minutes until we get to like a stealthy bit.
Okay, so you all gather your things. Carp's kind of just like bouncing up and down. Come, follow me then. Follow me. I know the way. Come. And heads off starts walking across the field, what's your order? What's your marching order?
I'm right behind Tavern.
I guess I'm at the front.
I'm also in the front.
I'm right behind him.
I'm going to walk next to Thalin with my flame.
So we've got Thalin and Josephine at the front.
Yeah, my cruise one.
Who's
Three.
behind?
I'll
I'm
come
right
in.
behind I'm right behind Tavern.
I'll bring up the rear.
Drake. And Artex, where are you?
I was going to go to the front, but I'll go next to Drake. That's cool.
Okay, so you and Drake and Artex. You can go at the front as well. It's up to you.
Three.
Bryn and kills Broom's at the back.
Out of character. Brother power.
And Bryn.
Yeah, I was going to be in the front, but unless somebody else. I just figured I'd be.
Gauge your mic. Just mute on Zoom. Yeah.
I was going to be on.
No. I can't hear him now. What's he done?
Okay.
No, he's muted on the wrong one.
Wrong one. There we go.
I've muted him on that. Okay, should be fine now. Okay.
Sorry.
So yeah, it's up to you who wants to go up front.
Well, it's Stalin. It's
okay. Well, we'll keep that. So, Bryn, where do you want to
go? Front, please.
You want to go front? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll have Bryn because he was going to go anyway. Bryn and Carp up front. Then behind him, Thalin and Josephine, Drake, then Artex, and Bruin up the rear. Okay.
I cast produce flame and a little flickering flame.
Okay, so
in hand to light the way.
As you leave the barn, flame pops up in your hand, and you start walking across the fields. The night's reasonably clear. You can see with your torch, your flame light, as well as the moonlight. You can see a reasonable distance in front of you. It's probably similar to, let's say, dim light. Quite not too bad. As you cross the fields, you come towards a wooden fence that borderlines the outside field. There's a small gate on it, which Carp then kind of opens, and he starts going, This is the woods. This is where we're going.
Okay, now we need really quiet.
Sorry.
Very quiet, Carp. You want to be an adventurer? Now, the first thing you need to learn from being an adventurer is being as quiet as possible. 100%.
Be very quiet.
I say, here's another silver piece.
goes to shout. Shh. He gets the silver piece and puts it in this pocket, and you hear it kind of jingle with the other one that you gave him earlier. And he says, "Now, this here is very it's a little bit overgrown. They don't really have a path in. They go different ways. This is where me and my friend Pip go." And he starts walking through the brush. As you go in, there's you dispel the flame. The flame goes down. The darkness surrounds you again. Moonlight at the moment hits off the trees. You see the silver sort of glinting off the tree leaves. As you go in through, you notice that it's like at the moment low brush and brambles, kind of about knee height. The forest is quite a dense, thick forest. You follow Carp in for about 10 minutes. You notice that he's kind of seems to be moving left and right and winding around a little bit. As you go, you kind of catching the brambles start getting thicker and thicker. You notice that they start catching at your clothes a little bit. You kind of almost have to fight your way through. It looks like Carp has kind of made a little way for himself through some of the briquettes, but because you're a bit bigger and everything, it kind of it's not. You can see what's usually where maybe the little boys would go, rather than a well-trodden path. After about, how are you going through? Normal pace, trying to go slowly, being stealthy?
I'm going stealthy and hopefully like 10 meters or 10 yards ahead of the group, just to kind of give us some noise separation.
Okay. Do you want to roll for stealth then, please? If everyone
Alright.
rolls.
I'm also going for stealth.
Okay, before that question, how high is this grass in comparison to the halflings?
I would say you were probably about a similar height to Carp. So yeah, probably starting to come up to sort of shoulder height now.
Okay, so no need for stealth. We're already stealthy.
You can never be too stealthy.
Yeah.
Well, there's a noise aspect as well.
Yeah.
I rolled a 19 total.
19. What did you roll?
I want to cast guidance as well.
Okay.
I roll 22.
Okay. 6. Is that your D20? Yeah.
6 and 3.
So you rolled 9.
9.
We're all
Anybody else?
stuffed because I just got a natural 20, which means everything else tonight's going to be balls.
Wow. Okay. Broom, what did you get? Oh, a bit blurry.
Okay,
It's
so-
18. Okay. And
Okay,
Drake.
so I'm holding on to Thalen's shirt, so I'm right behind. So anything I roll, if it's noisy, your stealth roll's buggered. 14 plus
Do I have
stealth,
2?
18.
What?
Do I have +2?
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
You know, that only could carry you,
11
Drake.
then. 11.
I was thinking you could carry me, but I wasn't going to be too annoying.
It's not a bad idea.
I wouldn't mind being. I whisper softly. I wouldn't mind being carried, but I don't know.
By your toes?
On your
Have you
shoulder.
got a sack?
Yeah, like backpack.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good back. I'm good. Toes, no,
You sure?
I'm good. You can wear
Okay.
my hat.
So what did you roll? Sorry, Drake.
18 altogether.
18. Okay. Did you roll that with a disadvantage because you and Bruno are both disadvantaged because you can't see?
Okay, what? How much disadvantage? Second roll.
What?
Yep. Second roll. Oh, 13 altogether for the. Okay, so 13 instead of 18.
Okay. And Bruno, did you roll
So
twice?
I rolled. This one was an 18. Second one's a 3, so it's a 3.
Okay.
Oh, plus,
So
plus
the halflings are the most noisiest.
plus 7, so 10.
Oh well, we are bushwhacking.
I'd like to keep an eye out at all times for any wolves or wildlife.
I'd like to kill something.
Sorry, that was a
Don't
stealth,
kill
right?
any wolves.
So okay. So as you continue deeper into the woods, you hang on. I need to roll for Carp as well. Actually,
I just want to say, what did Carp
yes.
roll?
Miz, I was going to say if he's small enough, I can pick him up and put him on my shoulders.
he just rolled a 2.
Well, you figure
You don't want that on your shoulders.
You figure we're just starting out. I could pick him up and put him on my shoulders. He could just bend down and speak in my ear, which way to go.
Okay, you can do that if you want. Because then I'll take away the disadvantage, which my first roll was 14. So
He sits on their
Okay.
shoulders and goes, "I'm being stealthy. I'm being stealthy."
banging every branch as he goes past. Okay, so you pick up Carp. He kind of sits on your shoulder. And is whispering to you the directions you go. You head in as you get deeper into the woods. The thicket gets higher and taller and thicker. You're now sort of almost fighting your way to get through the brush. Carp's kind of starts whispering, I'm not sure this is the right way. I think I remember it. I'm sure it's this way. Perhaps.
I tried to see how sure he is about which way.
He goes. He sort of licks his finger and sticks it in the air. And goes, that way, and just points a different
Uh-oh.
direction.
How sure does he look?
Well,
Doesn't sound sure.
you can roll for
Inside.
perception insight check. Sorry.
I do a full of 8.
As far as you can tell, he looks extremely happy to be on his adventure, and once he's licked his finger and gets the direction, he's fairly confident that he's going the right direction.
I turn to the rest of the group. I'm like, yeah, he's doing it right.
Okay, so you continue to follow him. The trees now overhead are blocking out most of the moonlight. As the light kind of escapes, you're now almost in pitch black. Those of you with dark vision start seeing everything, obviously, with the grey and white sort of colours. Those of you that can't see anything, you pretty much blind at this point, other than holding on to people that you're following. You're using their guidance to go there. After another 10 minutes, Carp, I think maybe it was that way, and he points a different direction that you turn to follow.
Maybe we should have waited.
This time, after another.
Wait, Brune wants to say something.
I just want to say,
I also want to say something.
Envy is volunteering to get that silver back for you, Drake.
So yeah, after another 10 minutes pass, you come into a clearing within the forest. Big open.
Right.
This is it. This is where I'm going. If you see now to the north, there's a path that they use, and as you look in the direction he's pointing, towards the north of I think it was north, towards the north. You notice now where the circle is just on the outside of the brambles. It looks like a more worn path. So you can see that this is obviously a track that they've obviously been using. I think before they come into this circle, they kind of disperse and go different ways. But this is where things start to join in. So he after it's just like, you just follow that path for 5 minutes and you should be there.
Ask him what minute means. Sorry.
Minute is when the moon. Oh, you can't see the moon. Just keep going. We'll get there.
Okay.
A minute is 60 bell tolls. I think that he has probably shown us enough. Don't you think we ought to escort him back to the phone?
I think maybe somebody with dark vision and who's
I'll run him
fast.
back.
You got dark vision, darling.
Like, let him jump on your back and just piggyback and quickly.
Yeah, I'll literally run him back.
Thank you. Thank you, Thalin. We'll stay here till you get back. It probably won't take you long. Just be quiet on the way back.
Can I catch a ride? Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Thalin scoops up Carp and starts heading back towards the direction of the farm. If you can remember the way.
I do remember the way. Direction is not a problem.
Okay, so yeah, it's back. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to look for any tracks. Are there any tracks like animal tracks or any signs of any wildlife in the area?
Do a nature check for me.
Can I cast guidance as well?
I presume so.
What have I got? 16 plus 4, 20.
Okay. As you search around, you do notice small paw prints of what looks to be the size of animals like a fox or something like that. There are some bigger paw prints that you would recognize as being wolf prints. However, they look like they're quite old.
Can I make a few wolf noises to see if anyone answers me?
Oh, please do.
I don't know, can you? It looks like Artex is helping you with it.
So I called to the wolves to see
Okay,
if
so
I get any reply.
You make a call to the wolves.
And they call me mad for being blue.
Do any call back?
You wait a minute, nothing. 2 minutes, still nothing. You got no response.
I poke up my head from the hiding skillfully to check around if I see anything in my vision.
Roll for perception, please.
While he does that, I get a bird's eye view from a tree and see if I see anything.
Okay, you can roll perception as well.
23.
Actually, no. You can roll
sorry.
for
20.
athletics with a disadvantage first of all because you can't see a thing.
Oh, bugger. Okay, so
Why can't Artex see anything?
No, not you.
Oh,
or it's
Okay,
either
so-
4. It's either 4 or 2. I guess it's 2.
Artex, as you look around, you can't see any sign of any wildlife in the area. Actually, it seems oddly quiet. Even the birds don't seem to be making any noise. You just hear the kind of gentle rustle of the wind blowing through the trees, and it's the leaves almost put you to sleep. The leaves are blowing until you just hear this "ow!" as Drake starts climbing the tree and just goes flat. It gets halfway up as a branch snaps in his hand, and he just falls back flat on his back and just lands with this branch on his face.
I meant to do that as the head floats down perfectly.
I'm okay.
I got a new stick.
Okay, so for expediency's sake, we'll say that Stalin, you managed to take Carp back to the farm and head back, and you now find yourself back within the clearing with everybody else.
Good. Should we move on? Or have you found anything that says we shouldn't?
I found a stick.
I found nothing. I found swaying wheat.
just eerily quiet.
So we should go.
We should.
I am.
I grab onto Talon's shirt and I say, lead the way.
Let's go quietly, Kane.
That's why I'm going. Lead the way.
It's Drake to you.
All right,
Bryn,
head off and follow the trail.
This is
You're gonna-
muted.
Gonna go in the
we're not
same-
hearing Bryn. We're not hearing Bryn.
Bryn, you're muted.
Oh.
Dadgummit, sorry. I was saying I'll try and buffer myself from the group about 30 meters or 50 meters and go in stealthy.
So you're going to go ahead first, about 30 meters ahead. Okay. And the rest of you keep in the same order?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stick
well,
close to Thali.
Yep.
Makes me feel safer. I'm sure I trust the rest.
The one person who wants to run into all the danger makes you feel safer.
But it's either you or the rest of them, and
Fair enough.
looking
Yeah,
at
yeah.
them.
Okay, so as you head deeper into the forest, you start following this cleared pathway down towards where you presume Carp told you to go. If you you're still running, I presume you're still going in the stealthy manner. The rest of you as well, Bryn. Yeah.
Yep.
Stealthy as she goes, Captain.
Can Bryn and Bruin roll a perception check for me, please?
Yeah, all I see at the moment is half orc.
Perception, you tell me. That's a 12 plus 5. Makes it a 17.
Disadvantage or not?
Yeah, you got to roll yours with disadvantage, sorry.
Which means twice.
13 for Brent.
Well, 20 plus 5.
Whoa!
25.
Rock on.
Disadvantage, so his other one counts.
Wasted dice.
Okay, so as you're walking forwards into the woods, you notice. What did you say you rolled, Bryn? Sorry.
Was it 12 plus 5, 17?
And Bryn, you said what?
I said 13.
13. Okay. So both of you, first of all, Bryn catches a hint or a flick of white through the trees, and then it's gone. And then seconds later, Bryn, you also see it, and then it's gone.
People, Lady Gladriel is in the wolf forest.
The what?
There's something white moving in the forest.
When's anything with passive perception?
With passive perception.
Passive perception.
Everyone is.
Well, passive perception is only going to get you see. What you can, I mean.
Yeah.
So you said a splash or a flash of white is what we saw.
Not so much a flash. You just it's like if you imagine like looking through the trees, you just see like white. It's there and then it's gone. It's not necessarily a flash of light. Just white. The color, what sort of white?
Moving fast. How big?
And
how
it's
far
about,
away?
From what you saw, was about like a football size, moving not too fast.
Cue X-Files music.
How big?
From what you can see, about a football size, something like that.
American or British?
I read in my
American.
I hope it's not German.
So, what do you want to do? Carry on forward?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I think we lost Kane.
Have we?
Oh.
Oh, wow, connections tonight. Well, we'll just keep going for now. Okay, so you saw it roughly about 20 feet around from you in the distance.
Okay.
Follow the white rabbit, exactly. So you keep heading down, but being more cautious now, keeping your eye out to see if anything jumps out at you. As you head another, say, 10 minutes.
As I go, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but as I go, not only am I being stealthy, but since this is more of a cleared pathway, and we're getting closer to possibly where the red brands are, I want to kind of keep my eye out for tripwires, traps, smears, things of that nature. Okay. Obviously, I won't be able to catch the any kind of magical traps or magical alarms, but at least for the normal kind, I can kind of keep an eye out for. Excuse me.
Okay. You want to roll for a perception, please, for that one? Okay.
Or investigation.
Is it investigation for traps?
It could be. The thing is, I have seen on several different people. I've seen them use.
Yeah, particularly obvious. Well, investigation is to identify the trap. I don't know if it's if you're looking for the traps. I think it's perception.
Okay. It's like acrobatics and athletics. I've seen it being intertwined. So, that's cool.
I could be wrong. I'm sure chat will tell me if I am.
17.
Okay, so so far you don't see any traps. You do notice what seems to be quite a lot of footprints, and going both back and forward down this path, and also what looks to be like drag marks in the soil as well. So it looks like something's been dragged along. And as you're looking out, you do notice that some of the bushes where it's been knocked back, it looks like it's been cut more, and some of the branches have also been snapped. So yeah, from here, it looks like there's been a fair amount of traffic going back and forth. And you do pick up on some of the brambles. You notice like red thread been snagged onto the actual brambles itself. So someone's like clothing has been sort of caught as they've gone past.
Just pause, guys.
Can we-
I seem to be constantly with connection problems, so I'm going to try this without camera for a bit. To see if
Okay,
it
no
works.
problem. Yeah, that's no problem.
Come back.
Okay, so
I kind of stop and let them kind of catch up with and whisper the information that you just told me to them.
Yeah.
And then I'll do the buffer again out in front of them. Ask them to wait until I get the buffer.
Okay.
If that's okay with you guys.
I keep one eye over my shoulder looking for white light and
Just
follow the group.
a quick question. Okay, so what we see just is explained so far the white light.
Yes, it's a soccer ball.
And I'm still looking for any sign of wolves.
yeah.
Okay.
We haven't figured out what that
What
Yeah,
that white?
that white was.
I wonder if
but
it's a snow leopard.
I don't know if you were. I doubt it. We're not in that kind of territory. But I don't know if you heard or not when you came back in, Kane. But we're on a very. We're basically on the right path. I found some red thread. I found some red thread in the brambles and bushes, and there's lots of traffic, foot traffic here. Even someone dragging something. So we're getting close.
Okay, I get at least my rapier out, and I've got Talon's back since he's the closest.
Yeah,
Okay.
I figure that probably not seeing too far ahead, so I'll sling my crossbow and pull my rapier.
Okay, so as you group up and oh, for God's sake.
My axe is always ready.
And you say, as Bryn is telling you this information, all of a sudden you see these lights start appearing above your group, above the whole group's heads, and just dancing around, dotting around the group.
Do I recognize this
What's going on?
as possibly a spell?
Will-o'-the-wisps. We're in woods.
Could be that.
Got like about four globes of light just
What
dancing
colour?
all over the top of your head.
Globes. Like,
Yeah, like little globes of light.
I try and hide.
have I ever seen it before?
Can I roll perception?
State your intention.
I attempt to hide.
Where does it come from? Where is the voice coming from?
You
Said
just
that.
you just heard a voice that shouts out, "State your intention." What are you gonna do?
Who are you?
Well, talk for truth. We are on our way to the
State
bad
your
people's cave.
intention here.
We mean you no harm.
We're friends of the forest.
Who do you work for?
That big bloke.
Me? All right.
It's better than me.
I guess so. You don't know what you're doing.
Can we see where the voice is coming from?
You can't see
Can't see
where a
anything.
voice comes from.
All right, let's keep walking. There's nothing behind the voice.
No, it's somebody we're talking to.
Can I roll perception?
There's nobody we're talking to. We're talking to
roll
some balls of
perception.
light.
At the moment, you're kind of a bit blinded because of the light shining over your faces. So roll with a
I think
disadvantage.
we're talking to the lights.
The
think
lights.
so.
We've answered one of your questions. Will you answer one of ours? Who are you?
That depends on you.
I think my
Tell me
weak
who you
friends-
work for. Tell me, and then perhaps we can exchange information.
I think they work for me.
I don't work for anyone.
I'm a free agent.
Up until recently, we just worked for Gertrude of Neverwinter and his caravan.
All right, let me put it this way then. Do you work for the wizard Glassstaff?
No.
We do
We
not.
can definitely say no.
Is
see
that the glass shop in town? Because
You're funny, aren't
We're
you?
here to put it. We're here to put an end to
I have
glass.
no idea what it is.
Do you work for the wizard glass staff?
I did once. However, that is a very long tale.
But not anymore. You don't work.
You see a half-elf step out into the light of the dancing lights. She's youngish for a half-elf. Her skin is bronzed, her hair like platinum, and her eyes so blue and pale they're almost white. Around her neck is a large, fluffy white cat with violet eyes.
I shoved the rest of the party. Oops, sorry.
She's holding her hand up in front of her, obviously controlling the lights, but otherwise appears unarmed.
Nice cat.
I shove the rest of the party out of the way. I take my short off, ass up closer, I bow. I go, gracious lady, I am Drake the Silver out of Neverwinter. We are at your service, for as I can see, you are not one of Glassstaff's many servants. Do I assume correctly when I say you are here to end his reign as we are?
The wizard Glassstaff attempted to take me for a fool. He took me from my home under the pretense of an education and tried to twist me to his ends. Let's just say I'm not particularly happy about this.
Oh, such a creature such as you, this clefts my heart in twain. This foul beast must be slaughtered for his evil acts. We are at your service, my lady. Take a deep bow, flip my hat, and graciously let it flicker.
And the lights, your blue scowls glisten in the dancing lights as you take your hat off and bow.
Yeah, no, for sure. that was quite something to behold.
It's almost like a disco glitter ball with these blue scowls and these just like dancing lights going around them. It's just sending these like reflective beams all over the place.
Sorry, okay, yeah, I've lost blood now.
Well, for as long as you don't blast me with those balls of light, you can call me Thalin, son of Aurak. And I won't kill anything that I shouldn't. Maybe. Sometimes
well,
I do.
thank you. Well,
Sometimes
thank
I do.
you, Master Thalin. I can assure you these globes pretty much harmless.
Can we try?
What?
You what, mate? Walk up and back it.
Okay, don't worry.
I'm Artix. It is nice to meet you. Who are you? Where do you come from?
My name is eerily Fenbrook. My father was a lord, far from here. Half the world away, it seems. The man you are seeking, the wizard Glassstaff, came to my father's home as my mentor. He brought me here. Turns out he had a double identity.
My lady, we've heard that his minions are also searching something as a lost mine. Have you heard anything of this? It's part of many of his nefarious plans, but we've heard something about this, and I was just wondering if he was connected with it in any way.
Unfortunately, I know very little of his plans. I knew him as Iano. He was at first a good man, but it seems that not so much. He didn't share very much with me about his dealings as Glassstaff.
What turned him from this good path that he started on? Do you by chance know?
Who knows? Perhaps he saw something here that he could take for himself. Yano is supposed to be part of the Lord's Alliance, which is about protecting and helping the people through action. But what he's doing now is against everything that they stand for.
Well,
Does?
oh,
Yes?
oh no. After you, I'll have to do my introduction still. Or not introduction. Just say, hi, I'm Brune. We're here to investigate a cave or some sort of hideout for this wizard's minions, we assume. What are you doing at 10 at night in the forest?
As it happens, I was looking for this hideout as well. It's one of the things that he did not share with me. I noticed a trio of red brands escaping from the jail earlier, and I followed them out here, but I lost them, and I've been wandering around trying to see if I could catch their trail, but you seem to have done that for me, so I thank you.
Looks like we have similar goals for the evening.
It does, indeed.
Have you by any chance, and I describe what I last remember Baron looked like, his facade he put on and so on, description of hair, look, and with the other red brands when they were coming this way?
I'm afraid I did not see their faces, only the hoods and the cloaks. I couldn't tell you who any of them were.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Just do us a favor and don't roast the one with a limp. Or whatever you do for offense. Just don't set the lights on the poor one with a limp.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, he's associate of us in disguise.
Friend of ours.
I see.
Treat as if he followed them.
Well, if there's nobody with a limp, we're fine.
Knowing Baron, he's leading them.
That is also true.
It wouldn't surprise me, Thelen. Now that we've all met one another, you mind possibly dousing these lights? It'll probably become a beacon as we get closer to the entrance of whatever this hideout is.
I nod, and with a slight wave of my hand, they blink out.
I asked
I'd like
Lady
to-
as
Thank you, good lady.
Josephine.
I'd just like to introduce myself. I'm Josephina Marianne. Nice to meet you.
The pleasure is mine, Josephina.
And I say hello to the cat as well. Cat.
Ah.
In cat. Go on then.
My cat is named Rune. He's my familiar. He's very friendly. Would you like to say hello properly?
Yes. Meow, 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 meow.
Rune jumps off my shoulders and jumps up at Josephina and
Oh,
rubs his face against hers.
And I feel much happier now that I've found a four-legged creature. Whisper in Rune's ear, you are lovely.
My lady, I can see that you are well versed in the ways of magic. Perchance, may I ask what other skills do you have, if I'm not being too forward?
I'll make a good apple crumble.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm afraid I can't say that I do know how to make apple crumble. Perhaps that is something I should learn. Shit, what was I going to say?
Well done, Miz. Well done.
It's not often the DM gets to troll.
We finally get some good role play. What do? You interrupt.
Damn you, miss. Damn you.
Yeah, I'm not the only one who gets
So what other skills do you have?
think we should join forces and go find this wizard?
Please excuse me while I just choke to death.
It's that apple crumble, is he? It's gonna tell him all.
Have a bit of apple crumble.
Came to it.
Don't worry, my lady. Last week I had an apple crumble incident as well, so I know how you feel.
And custard.
She came to a very crummy end.
Cooked hard.
I can't claim to have many skills, I'm afraid. I can use a dagger to some degree, but most of my education was, shall we say, in the more noble arts. If you ever need to get into a fancy tavern, I can quite easily get you in, but you'll have to accept that my magical prowess is probably the best you'll get.
Can you get the ale out of the tavern?
That depends.
Well, I don't need to get in, but if you could get some of it out, that would be great.
Say that you're stroking it.
But oh,
No? We can try later. Shall we go?
Has just lost stroking the cat.
I think we should go.
she can get us VIP access into certain nightclubs.
He purrs happily.
I move slightly away from Josephina, being allergic to gladiators and all that.
And noble skills definitely have their uses.
Well, join us, fine lady. Take up position as we carry on straight to yonder cave.
I walk past Kane and nudge him and think, what position are you thinking of?
So, are we all gonna like team up and we're all happy to meet you? Anyone else want to introduce himself or herself? Are we all going to team up? What are we going to do? It's very nice to meet you, by the way, as well. Thank you for being here.
Well, I must admit I wouldn't mind the company. I've been kind of isolated and, well, this is all rather exciting, don't you think?
Sounds good to me.
It gets more
Yes,
exciting.
I agree.
When there's some bad guys there with you.
Yeah,
Sounds
grab
like it.
onto Talon. Join us and grab onto Talon's shirt. He seems to know the way.
I do have dark vision. I'll be fine.
I believe teaming up will be advantageous for both of our purposes.
Why are you
that-
here?
And with that, I
She has the
start
same
walking off down the path, stealthily, searching.
Stealthily searching. The light you got rid of, you dispelled the
Got rid of
lights.
the light.
Yeah, she did
Okay,
that a
so
few minutes ago.
Shrouded back in darkness. All this conversation was going off in darkness after the blinding blue halfling. So you carry on the direction that you were heading. After another 10 minutes, you start hearing muffled voices, and you notice in the distance 2 torchlights just through the bushes. You can just about see this you see the flickering of 2 torches. Can't make out what the voice is saying at the moment. You just hear the sort of like a bit of a grumble and just slight words coming towards you.
I turn, walk back until the distance is covered, and stop them. Shh.
Oh, it's shushing.
There's 2 torches ahead with men. Let me go and take a closer look. I'll be right back, okay?
Alrighty then.
Okay, so you head on while the rest of the group wait. You sneak on further.
I wanted to get close enough to find out, are the torches ensconced in something or stuck in the ground or somebody holding them, and how many people there are, and then past that I'd maybe like to check and see if I can hear what they're saying.
Can you roll stealth again?
Sure. Natural.
Oh, cool.
Natural
20.
Yeah. So 20
Okay, nice.
plus But it turns out to be like a 28, but it's a natural.
Okay. So as you sneak forward, you notice that the path that you're on comes to yet another opening. So you kind of move off to the side into the bushes to keep yourself hidden. As you peer through the bushes, you see before you a wide. It's about about 7 foot high tunnel, cave entrance. Either side of that are these two wooden sconces with torches burning on the top. Either side of the tunnel, you notice two guards, one male, one female, just kind of leaning up against the wall, talking to each other, just drinking, and kind of keeping an eye out in the bushes ahead of you. Because you've rolled so well, they don't spot you, but they're kind of standing there on guard.
Can I detect what they're saying?
Yes, I think they're about 10 feet away from you now, so you can pretty much hear the conversation that's going on.
I'm awfully close. I didn't know I was going to get that
yeah,
close.
Yeah, you're very close. It's not you rolled really well, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So you just hear one going, so when's the next sale going to happen? We've got a few to shift. We can't sit here all day with them. I'm bored waiting on this bloody cave entrance. It's about time we go and sell these next lot. And the woman replies, I think we've got a couple of weeks yet. I'm not sure. Fed up with this guard duty. No one comes here but us lot. No one knows of it. It's about time this glass staff made a move. And as time passes, it's just idle chat. You hear more talking about the sort of the captives that they've got. Some information about about selling stuff, but I don't actually mention what. You just hear that they got stuff to shift. And I think that's about it. Unless you're going to stay there for longer.
That's enough. I want to sneak.
Okay. So you sneak away and rejoin the group.
I think I hear Bryn coming.
I think I see Bryn coming.
I smell Bryn coming.
Hey, it's not set. It's not Saturday yet. I'll take my bed then. Now, there happens to be a cave entrance up ahead with torches on each side, so they're lit. There's only 2 of them, male and female.
I take dips on the male.
They're red brand. What I suggest myself, because I'm stealthy and I have a crossbow, I think Brune would probably be a good idea because nobody's better with a ranged weapon than him, and he's fairly stealthy. If someone else had, and you, I suggest that we sneak up there, do a group missile fire, kill them outright real quick, and then if not, we
always
either
have
ambush them
fellow.
or perhaps Mary. I can't remember your name. I'm sorry.
Marily.
Merrily, thank you. Perhaps Merrily would have a spell in her pocket that might suffice if that doesn't work.
If we attack them and we don't kill them off straight, one might run back. If you also guys want, I've got an idea for a distraction to maybe bring them closer to us.
Yeah,
And then we can pounce. Then we can pounce on them.
Merrily, do you have any spells in mind? Just out of curiosity.
Kabob!
I'm sorry.
Who said that?
I have no idea who said that.
I'm sorry. Say it again, Merrily.
I have a few that could perhaps be beneficial.
I haven't tried it yet, but I could possibly try and make them go to sleep, possibly. But I'd like to kind of use mundane methods and save our any spells or magic we might have until later. But what do y'all think?
I think drawing them towards us away from the entrance is a better idea than killing them at the entrance.
Maybe
I agree.
circle them.
And how do you expect to do that?
I could
You
make some
guys-
noise.
Yeah, you guys can take up ambush position, and I've got an idea for to draw them out. I can be the distraction. Got a crazy idea. I'm just hoping it works.
You're
What the
you're one of
Blue-
our you're one
Blue
of our
disco lizard.
you're one of our good archers though.
Who says that, Coco?
One of those good archers, good fighters, or good magic user.
Okay. So, how does it stand now? The three of us still sneak up there, and the others kind of hang back a little bit, or we all sneak up there, or how would you like to do this?
Bryn?
Um,
Two of us can.
Way.
also remember, it's
Hang on. We're talking over each other. Artex, what input do you have?
I don't mind because since there's two guards in the front, maybe take like some of us archer guys and we can see if we can headshot them. And if not, we fall back to the rest of the group, lure them closer towards us and them.
Marilee, do you have any input?
Well, I've been in Phandelver a while, and I can safely say that these red brands are not the cleverest of individuals. They will very likely go down easily if you were to sneak attack them, I suppose. But because they're not the cleverest, they will probably turn and run and call for help.
Not the smartest, but the loudest.
They can be very loud. It's very annoying, like 2 o'clock in the morning and you're trying to sleep. But regardless, if you intend to take them out at the entrance, do it quickly, because they will likely try to raise the alarm.
Keel? Brun, do you have any input?
I have. What envy goes for the kill. I say I'm happy both ways. We can try and take him out at the entrance, or if the two of us go up stealthily, just off the path, we can get them, and Kane can get their attention so that they maybe follow down into the path into a trap. That could work. If that doesn't work, we can always shoot them if they does not fall for the bait. And it leaves us in a position to close around them and make certain they don't run away. But I don't think Fallon will miss.
Josephina, do you have any input?
I'm more in favour of drawing them away from the entrance, like you say, because if you don't completely kill them and then one runs in, we might suddenly be faced with about, we don't know how many, do we?
More!
Fallon, do you have any input?
I'm just looking for getting in there.
He goes charging in.
I am refraining.
Drake,
Right there.
what do you think?
Tell us your plan.
Drake, you, Kane.
Okay. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to cast Magic Hand and make it look like I am talking to a floating hand while I've got treasure with me. I'm going to be extremely loud and I'm going to sound as if I'm looking for the way to town. While I'm talking with this floating hand, I'm going to draw their attention and act as if I'm completely surprised and I've walked the wrong way, act scared and instantly bolt away. The fact that I've spoken loudly about treasure that I'm carrying might interest them, since we know these guys aren't very bright, and most probably they would be very interested in whatever I have, and hopefully they'll follow me.
And most likely don't want to share that with their friends as well, so chance of calling other people would be slim. I like.
Yep.
I knew a guy, Adams, that had a hand of that.
That's where I got the idea.
Okay, so what are you guys going to do?
I think we should. It sounds like putting everything together that we should probably go with Keel's plan. Maybe not be too loud, Keel, just enough to get their attention. Does that sound good to everyone? Well, let me put it this way: if anybody does not like that plan, please say something.
I think
Okay.
you mean
That's what
Drake's
we're going to do.
plan.
Yes.
Wait.
Drake's plan.
Shall we
Drake's
wait
plan.
until at least Brune and I get into a stealthy position up close?
Yep, definitely. Whoever's the stealthiest, get into position. About, let's say, if I'm going to be 40 or 50 feet away, get up to about 20 feet within these guys on both sides, if you can, and then I'll distract them, and when they come closer, jump in from behind them, or just assault them from behind so that they can't make it back to the cave.
Drake, I'm going to try to be stealthy, but you never know how.
Okay, those that are going up to the cave entrance, roll stealth then, please.
I'm going with the Vanguard.
22. No, 16 plus 7 is actually 23.
Okay.
8, 19.
Okay.
So one off of before.
So
18.
you two head forward and get into position in the bushes either side of the path. Is that where you're going?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going with a
I
Okay.
draw my ring.
What did you roll, Artex?
18.
18. Okay, so you go sneak up behind as well and get into the brush.
Draw my rapier.
I'd like to hide in the bushes somewhere that we might be able to shoot one with the bow if they're not killed outright.
So are you sneaking up as well?
Well, how close? Not close like they are. What's my range? 80 or
Yeah,
something.
but you,
19.
You got a
How
staff of
far?
ambush.
But not while you're.
How far away are we now?
We're also in a dark forest, so your line of sight's not going to be very long.
yeah.
Just pretend to be a tree like me.
Just don't
But I don't
leave.
know what distance we are and what range I need to be to.
Well, the clearing is there's about 10-foot gap between the clearing and where they're standing. Then you've got how far did I say it was? About 20, another 30 foot, something like that, back towards where you are.
Just so you know, it looks like D&D Beyond is back up.
It's had a pretty update.
It has had a pretty update.
Again.
It should be okay because we've got 3 guys that'll jump in from behind. So we don't need to have anyone closer.
Okay. I just thought if I could stand within the trees, not close, but still be able to possibly shoot if I need
Okay,
to.
well, you
That
can
was
roll
all I
stealth
was
if you
going
want
to-
to go in the trees. Roll stealth.
Stealth to go in the trees. With guidance then. Oh. 20.
Does still have
Okay,
API.
you can hide into them.
Yeah.
What's my stealth? 2.
Okay, so what's the plan? Okay, so you lot have all hid.
So I've gotten-
Couple of 3 of you got up from. What are you doing exactly, Drake?
Okay. From my position where I'm standing, I cast magic hand so that it floats out and so on. Then
Right.
I walk out straight into the path where these guys can see me. But as I'm walking, I'm gesturing and talking to this hand, going, "No, listen, man. I told you. I found the gem. It's in my hidden spot already, here. But you want me to go to town now. I say town is that way. Why are you showing me it's that way?" And the hand is doing this one-handed motion of sign language, except it's not fully working because it's just one hand. I go, no. Listen to me now. I say it is that way, and you're showing me that way. How am I supposed to sell this gem when you're showing that way, which is wrong? I say it's this way. And in the middle of the argument, I act as if I noticed the 2 guards and just go, "Oh,
Is the hand
Hello?
visible though?
yes, magic hand is visible." Wait, just let's make sure 100%.
No.
I thought it
No.
wasn't visible.
No, it's invisible.
Okay,
That's
so
okay.
I think that's why not
I-
using it all the
I
time.
think-
Like,
I think it's I think it's effective enough that you're just sitting there talking to yourself and kind of making noise, and you're kind of a scaly blue.
you just kind of look like, yeah.
yeah.
That's
You
good
could
enough.
make it carry
Okay.
something.
So pretty much the
Yeah,
same.
you
as
could-
True.
Give it something to carry and then talk to this random floating thing.
True.
Yeah,
Kill's got it. Okay, so as you're walking into the clearing, are you walking into the clearing?
I have my bow and arrow drawn. I want to see if I can hit one of the guards when
Don't
we
mind
attack.
me. I'll just be on my way. Cheers. And I start running down the path, but not very fast, just enough that they can see me and believe they would catch up to me.
Are you running towards me?
Yes, I'm running towards, well, whoever's not hidden by the path, the rest of the group, I'm running towards them.
Because so what one of the guys talks to tells the other one, says, "What the bloody hell was that? Who that was he talking to himself? What the? Oh Jesus! You're gonna have to go and follow him. We can't stand here. Go on, off you go. I'll wait here. You go and find out where he's going.
Wait a
Bloody
minute, they
kids
heard,
get everywhere.
they heard
Which
about
one's the goal with that accent?
Huh?
They heard the
It's a
jet.
very big goal. I don't mind killing her then.
Since I notice only one is following, I dropped one of my items. It's dark, so he doesn't see what I've dropped. And I go, no, my ruby, come back here. That's for other people. Get here. I grab it and that's not yours. It's mine. Turn around and I carry on going.
I aim for the guy that's not moving.
Okay. So she hurries on following down the path to where Drake's heading. The other one still stands there on guard, just kind of more alert now than he was before. Okay.
I'll switch over to crossbow.
Okay. So what do you want to do then?
I think
Murderize him in the bush.
is Trin with us.
We
Sorry.
need to roll initiative.
I am.
You
I signal over to Bryn and goes, are we shooting on 1, 2, 3?
okay?
So we shoot together.
So if those that want to attack, roll to hit.
I'm out for this round since I'm running. I'll get in the next round.
Do,
I don't know if this is on this new.
Since we're attacking from stealth, they don't know that we're hidden. Does that make it an advantage?
I think it's you were hidden, so it's an advantage.
And I'm going for a sneak attack, obviously, but
Yeah, you roll with an advantage because you're hidden.
okay.
Drake, you've gone past the group that was hiding in the bushes. You're now on your way towards where the other 3 are, or 4 are. And she's kind of semi chasing you behind. So
Yeah. Once I pass the group and they're getting closer, they'll have their attack and everything. I'll turn around and come back. So only afterwards I can do something.
You're not going to believe this. I rolled another natural.
Oh,
Wow.
I believe it. I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I'm leave. That's why I do this. Is I leave it, and so y'all can see it. So I hit.
okay, Artex.
16.
Yep, that hits. So all 3 of you hit. So if you all 3 roll 3 damage.
Is this an overkill much moment?
It sounds like it may be.
Not really. Only 7 for me.
Quick question:
5.
How was that for a distraction?
Super random.
Okay, so what's your damage? Des,
Only
what did you get?
Only 7.
Okay,
2
so
plus
7
5.
damage. 7 damage from Rune. Artex.
5.
5. Okay, and Bryn.
Come on, brother.
12. So I didn't roll too well.
Okay.
Oh, with your critical.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the critical. I roll an extra 8, don't I? Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. 1 second.
He would have survived that if it weren't for you.
Withholding.
I just thought
17 total, so 5 more points.
that was really low for a
Okay.
critical.
So, yeah, that he would have survived if it wasn't for the critical.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
as you're all of a sudden you sort of see Broom go 3, 2, 1, and you release all at the same time. There's 2 arrows. You're using crossbow. You're using both. 2 arrows and a bolt just hit him square in the chest, and he just pins like straight against the wall. And you just see him kind of like straight away go limp. His chest with the impact is just sort of almost caved in a bit. As it just gets him, he kind of pinned to the wall, just blood splurts out as he just his head lolls to the ground. With the coughing and choking, the other red brand stops, looks round, and kind of now sees where you've shot from. And she's sort of like torn between all of you guys, which way to go. So she's going to
Take a bonus action through my cunning action.
Yeah.
And try and hide again. So you want me to roll the stealth?
Okay.
And she's going to.
I do apologise. My dog has got herself stuck on the windowsill. Bear with me 1 second.
Oh, bless her heart.
What?
Did you name your cat dog?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I'm like, dogs don't go to windowsills, do they?
I got a 24 on the stealth.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You hide. So what do you guys want to do about this other one?
I retarget onto him.
Is she not? Is she not in the party? With a party yet?
No, she's a
No. She was kind of in between. Well, she's in range for those to target her as well. If those of you that were waiting back with the other group, you're now with Drake. So she's in sight with you for about, so you can attack her if you want to.
Just hear from my side at least. Ah, so you want me pot of gold? None for you, lassie. Die.
She goes, what are you up to in here? Why are you wandering our woods?
Time to die.
This one wants to talk.
Do we have an initiative?
Yep.
Or
Well, you don't.
Yeah.
You will do, but if you're going to jump on you've got like this. You've all stealthed, so you've got the surprise attack on her. I could make you a roll initiative if you want. It's up to you, but it's like by the time you've done it, she's probably dead anyway. So I'm trying to speed it up a little bit, but you're all going.
I'll shoot her. I'll shoot her with my
Yeah,
bow.
she needs to go.
Do anybody want to talk to her else she dies?
No, she's gonna go.
Like it looks like everybody's pincushion her.
I'll shoot her with my bow.
Go on then.
I forgot what I rolled now.
D20 to hit. Okay, so you rolled a 1.
With guidance.
Oh,
Doesn't matter, it was a natural 1.
Don't.
I duck.
Marily, are you attacking? You're
I'm here.
muted, I think.
I shall, yeah. I'm
Oh,
on
okay.
push to talk and I keep forgetting because I suck.
Okay,
You don't suck.
roll to hit. Or whatever it is you're actually attacking with.
I think I need to change my goddamn button because it's skipping my goddamn D&D Beyond around every time I press to talk.
Did you use tabs?
it's not escape, is it?
It's Tab. I did that before. It's probably Tab.
Thalin, what are you hitting, or are you just standing there pretending to be a tree?
Right, I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
So dead.
Very
Dodge
dead.
that.
So dead, like beyond dead.
Roll to hit them, please. Or is it? Do you roll to hit? I don't know actually. Magic missile.
Magic, no, it's
It
magic
automatically hits.
Oh, does it? Okay.
I think yes, it used to. Don't take me. She would probably know better than me.
No, it's
Spell save.
now I'm trying to remember.
It on there
Yeah,
hits its target. doesn't it?
Each dart, there are 3 glowing darts. Each dart hits a creature of your choice that you can see, and then it's 1d4 plus 1.
Correct.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway. I rolled an 18, so
Okay.
it would have
Nice.
hit regardless. So
So dead.
3 darts.
Okay. So you roll the damage then, please. Does he get a saving throw at all? Or is it just
No.
Not on magic missile.
Nope.
You just melt.
no.
You just melt.
1d4 plus 1 times 3.
Mhm.
Well, this dice doesn't like me at all. I got 3 ones, so that's 6 in total.
Okay.
Bugger.
Oops.
So
It happens.
yeah, they're still very much alive. Anyone else attacking, or is that it?
Can
Do
I
I-
actually run up and make it to her?
Yeah, I'll tell you could.
Me.
I'll run up and take a swing as well. After R takes a shot.
Okay.
Oh my word, 8.
An
8.
8.
An 8.
That misses, I'm afraid. So you just see this arrow go flying past as she gets hit by these like magic missiles. Just 3 of them just hit the chest. And you kind of like she flicks back from the impact, and as she does so, your arrow at the same time just goes zooming past in front of her face and just about misses. And then Thalin comes charging up. Roll to hit.
11 and 6. 17.
Oh, Envy.
Miss.
Give that a shot.
17 misses.
17. misses.
11. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant 2 rolls. 11 and 6.
No.
Just add them together,
Try.
Tom. Yeah. Okay, so he hits. When you've got multi-attack, how do I know that you're holding 2 different dice?
7.
7. Okay. So as you go to swing in with your sword, you go shining, and she flinches backwards, and you just manage to sort of carve into her shoulder a little bit. It does some damage, but she's just kind of shrugs it off and pushes it away a bit.
Okay.
Damn, she's tough.
Question, do I get a swing at her?
Well, if you roll for your initiative, I'll see who gets the
Okay.
highest out of 2. Oh, she just got natural 20, so probably not.
Okay, she goes first. I got. Wait. Okay, well, she
Okay,
goes
so-
first and then me.
Okay, so you took longer this. So the rest of you roll initiative quickly. But she's going to go first anyway, because you've now had your surprise round.
Yeah.
And she's going to hit
Envy is sad.
the
I can't
little
believe we didn't kill her.
blue thing that distracted her in the first place. 15.
18.
Hang on, no,
For the,
50,
initiative.
15
19.
misses.
19.
19
sure.
just. Ah, you bugger. 19 just hits.
Okay.
It's what you roll plus your initiative on the card, right?
18.
18, okay.
Wait, what race is she?
Human.
Doesn't she have a disadvantage in the dark? We're quite away.
We are away
What
from
light?
the cave. Okay, we'll roll with disadvantage. Okay, 9. She misses. So as she goes to swing, she kind of just completely misjudges it and swipes over the top of your head as you duck down.
Sweet.
So what was your initiatives again? Sorry.
I got a 15.
18.
17.
13 plus 5, 18.
Okay, 18.
Oh, right.
Josephine, 18. Bruins, 18. The
15.
rest of you? Who got 15, sorry? I'll take
15.
15. Braden?
Also 18.
6.
6. Okay.
Who's that?
Rithus, what do you get?
19 total.
Okay, and Drake?
Nice one.
I'm 15.
Okay, so first up is Rithus again.
20, not natural. So-
Okay, that hits.
And 7 again for damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
You swing back, bring your axe back round, swing to the other side, and she's trying to dodge again. There's all these like arrows and things are coming from different angles. Your axe manages to glance across her chest, and you see like a wound gape kind of into her left shoulder as you kind of dig in, and just glance past as she bends backwards. Takes another 7 points of damage. Okay, she's looking pretty rough already. So next up is equally Josephina, Brune, and Baron. No, not Baron. Sorry, Valeria. Oh, Marilee.
Ladies first.
Don't
one?
kill her.
You can go first, though, Marilee.
Did you say don't kill her?
Yep.
Why?
Info.
Why?
Go.
Probably-
Death, like, don't kill her.
I only have about enough time to say, just don't kill her. The rest would take too long.
Well, anything I throw at her is probably going to kill her. So maybe somebody else should go first if you don't want to kill her.
Well, I'll try and shoot her then. Shall I shoot her? I've done this one last time.
Like shoots her right here. Like,
Can you actually shoot somebody unconscious, or do you
No.
have to know?
No.
You have
You can try.
What? Shoot her unconscious?
it's
At
like
the
she's a
moment-
little bit of a head off.
The only one who can knock her unconscious is me. Yeah.
And me.
And Kane. Drake.
Oh, damn. Oh, well.
Shoot her in a hamstring.
Well,
Too
can any
late.
of us shoot her unconscious? Can any of us?
You can go up and melee her.
I'm not meleeing her.
Yeah,
Then
we'll
you
have to. Yeah, we'll have to wait.
Shoot her unconscious.
hold your action then.
What?
Hold your action.
What? Do you think she's got much information? Let's just kill
You
her.
can't chat. You're in the middle of a
You can't
fight.
chat,
You can't just
yeah.
sit there and go, "You all right?" You think
I'll kill her.
Who wants
Okay.
to go cudgel her?
One.
Okay, you miss. So you are knock her out. Puts the bow, the arrow out, and does twice. You rolled a 1 now. I think I should say your bowstring snaps. To be honest. Let's see. Actually, no. You're standing behind. Roll to see whether you hit. Roll to hit either Thalin or
I would
Or
never
Drake.
hit
Brune.
Fallon.
Drake.
Fallon, Drake or Brune.
We're joking.
So first of all, roll a d6 for me, just to decide which one you hit. Okay, so that's Stalin. So roll to see if you hit first. So
I bet you I'll get
d20 plus
I
your
bet I'll
plus
get
hit.
20 this time.
9 plus your what's your to hit?
I don't understand that bit.
Your weapon. It's on your sheet. This is stuff you're supposed to know by now.
1d6.
Plus 4.
Plus 4.
9, 13.
Misses.
Does that hit or misses? Okay, so Yarrow completely misses. Just barely glances past Stalin's head, but completely misses the red.
Thank God for that.
So Brune, it's your turn.
Can I make a cold shot? Can I try and shoot her in the leg?
You can, but it's if you do too much damage, you will kill her.
Sever the leg clean off.
Shoot a foot off.
And I'm too far to close up on her. I don't know, I'm bored.
How far are we away from her?
I can move 20. No,
25.
25. Can I reach her?
I'd say you could reach her, yeah.
Okay, I'll walk up to her, take out my short sword, and have a swing at her.
Just knock her unconscious with your hilt.
Yes, I say that when he says that I killed her. And I say, how do you want to kill? Want to kill? And I say, unconscious.
Not that way.
I've done it before with a goblin in the forest, can't you remember? Oh, I'm not going to do anything with that. It's 9 plus 7 for a 16.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Damage is a d6 plus 5, which is a 1 plus 5. So 6.
6 points of damage. So you go up.
I have a bonus action left that I can swing with.
You kind of go up and you just crack her on the back of the head with the hilt of your blade. Just go, boom, and she just her head flies forward, and she stands there and it's like holds her head for a moment, and then she's still conscious and trying to shake it off as her ears are just like ringing.
Okay, bonus action, other hand. Same thing. 11 plus 7 for 18. This time it's 4 plus 5 for 9.
Do you get to use the plus?
I can use my bonus action on the second one.
No, yeah, but does the second weapon use the plus to hit, or is it just...
Okay.
I don't know. Or is it, I think it uses the plus to hit, but not the damage, isn't it? I think.
Okay, maybe not the damage when it's only 4.
Yeah, 4. Okay, that's enough. So as you sort of reeling from the first hit, you come around with your second dagger and just hit around the other side of the head, and eventually she just goes and thumps forward onto the floor.
Get with the program.
You just hear like this crack as her nose hits the dirt, and she then lays there unconscious in front of you.
Success.
Nice and stealthily done, Toes. Well done.
Turn around to Drake and say, okay, we didn't kill her. Do
Now
your
what?
thing. Yes, now what?
Nice guys. Nice
I'm
guys,
not
nice
carrying
guys.
her.
Where'd you
take
leave the
my-
body?
I approach the body at the cave entrance, take the red cloak, and try and disguise myself as a red ram, and search the body.
Clever. That's clever.
Sorry, Drake.
Yeah, I take. Okay, nice guys. I take the bullseye lantern back. I high five her hand you can't see. Walk up. I go. Listen. Sorry guys, but the reason I said we knock her out, she can give us the layout of this place inside. I mean, where the doors are, how to walk, everything like that. If there's a password, anything like that. So let's tie this bugger up. Take out some rope and hog tie the hell out of it.
Interrogación.
Hey.
Interrogation.
Yeah. And then take her far enough away that she doesn't make, if she screams or makes too much noise, then it couldn't travel all the way back.
Let's have this other body. Agreed.
Yeah, move back to Des, sorry, your character, just say, nice man, yeah. Okay, we're gonna interrogate, just keep watch.
I'm asking the group, you want me to take that guard's position just in case someone comes looking?
Perfect. Guys,
Go
what
back
do you
and
think?
take the position.
Okay.
Isn't she a witch?
Who?
This woman.
Where'd you get that from?
Oh, I don't know. I thought she was a witch.
No.
Burn her! Burn her!
She's the witch. She's the witch. Okay, so Bryn, you go and start hiding the body by the cave entrance. Drake, you're tying up this of the female red guard. Brune, did you want to say something?
Yes, I'm just going up with Bryn. I will just be hiding in the bushes out of sight, just in case he needs cover when somebody do come and look what's happening at the gate, or come down for shift relief or whatever.
Can you roll
Just
for stealth,
back up in the
please?
bushes. I'm always stealth. No, not this time.
What?
Where isn't that now? Stealth. They moved everything. I got to learn only 11.
Okay. Good to know. So what are the rest of you doing?
I disguise myself as the Red Brand from his cloak, search him, help move the body, move to be guard, and palm my 2 daggers.
Okay. So you find nothing much of interest on him. He's got a small money pouch with about 2 gold and 5 silver, a couple of coppers, 2 coppers. Other than that, he's just wearing just a wine skin of owl, and that's it really. Crappy leather on.
Wine and gold, yeah, that's all you need.
Take the coin purse and the ale.
Okay.
I listen to see and look to see if there's anybody else around in the nearby vicinity.
Roll for perception for me, please.
I will eat one of the rations out of my pack.
15.
Sitting on a log.
15. Okay. You don't see anybody else around at the moment. You do notice off to the side of the cave entrance there are like a pile of bones and things. Seem to be like animal bones, from what you can tell from where you are. So what's the rest of you doing? So you tied up the Red Brand. You managed to tie her up. I'll say if you want, you've dragged her back towards where, away from the entrance to the cave.
You give a quick search before she wakes up, of course.
Okay. You search possession. You find again a small money pouch and a wine skin. She's got about 4 gold, 10 silver on her.
10 silver. I look back at the group. I go, okay, listen, guys. We've got it tied and everything, but this is Athena. I can't do the interrogation, not with the opposite sex. I'm sorry. I can't be aggressive enough. So somebody else will have to handle that part.
I don't think I'm very intimidating.
You wanted her alive.
Yeah. Can't somebody else do the interrogation? I seriously don't want to. This is not my style. You can straight out kill her. That's fine, but I mean, she might have valuable information. It's just I can't be as mean as I have to with the ladies, unfortunately.
I'm not close enough to say this.
I mean, I don't think she
I
talks
suppose
goblin,
I could talk to her, but let's just say that at the moment their orders are to kill me on sight, so she probably won't tell me very much.
Might she be afraid of you? Is there any history that might inspire fear within her when it comes to you?
I don't really know. All I really know is that they used to refer to me as the apprentice, and that's it. I don't know. I was never really in with these guys. They just wanted me to be, but that's not my thing. And you know, I don't think she'll tell me very much.
Okay,
All
guys,
right. I'll do it. Yeah.
As you guys are talking, you hear this, and she's like, clear the spit off my desk. She spits blood onto the floor and slowly comes around, sort of just like sneering and looking at you as she glances around the. Well, she doesn't glance around very much because it's all dark there, because there's no light at the moment.
Oh, well, good morning, sleepyhead. Had a nice nap, did you?
She just kind of growls a bit.
I just smile as evilly as possible with my sharp teeth and blue skin.
She doesn't really, because it's dark, she doesn't really see you. She just sees this white grin kind of come up. It's like pitch black where they are, so anyone that hasn't got dark vision can't really see. So she's just sitting there.
I don't think.
What do you want? Why have you still got me here?
I'll pull out my hand axe, walk right up close to her face with the axe right next to her, and say, "Tell us what's inside." The little blue thing wants to know what's inside.
You just hear this. It goes quiet for a moment, and then a very faint noise turns into a louder and louder. You'll have fun inside. Be my guest. Go in.
Yes? How much fun? Are we talking 5, 6, 10? I mean, 10 would be good.
I'd give it a 10.
10 would be good. Good.
Definitely
Right.
a 10.
Do you like your hands?
Yes.
Would you like to keep them?
Yes.
Because we have amongst us a trophy collector, and he likes hands. But I mean, I could take them, but if you want to keep them, I mean, you could offer us something a little bit more.
Offer you more in what way? I have no gold. What would you want to know?
Or you had gold, we took it. Is it? What else is inside?
Red brands.
Are there traps?
No, just more of us, more of our master, the boss. He's normally in.
Is she telling the truth?
I don't know, is she?
You never know.
God, this is gonna be bad.
I'd say. Okay, but yeah, inside check.
6.
As far as you can tell, she's got no reason to lie, so she's being honest.
God, this is going to be another one of those goblins, isn't it? And there's about 10 of them. Is that what you said? At least.
There's quite a few of us in there. You're talking a good dozen.
All right. That does sound like fun. Would you want to come back inside with us?
I'll pass on this one, I think. You can leave me out here. It's fine.
All right. Hand axe to the head, please.
Okay. What roll to hit? With an advantage because she's kind of like prone on it, well, on her knees.
Natural 20.
Oh, wow.
I'd say that you probably hit.
Right between the eyes.
Are you aiming to knock her out or just kill her?
Finish her off.
Finish her off. I'm just kidding. She said I can leave her there.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
3 and 7 plus
Okay.
2. 9.
Finish her then.
Just
finish him.
Right forehead.
Okay, so as you say, okay, I'll leave you here then, and your axe goes up before she even has a chance to even notice because it's dark. She just sees all of a sudden this blade as it goes between her eyes, and you just hear this crunch as it just digs straight in between, like, buries itself in, and you kind of have to yank it out while you put your foot on her to yank the axe out. You just push her back with your foot, and she slumps backwards dead on the floor.
Hold on. I'll pull the hand axe out and clean it on her.
Oh no, okay.
Sorry, hang on, fixing cameras.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just checked if it works. It's been going good so far.
Here we go.
So what do you all want to do now then?
Well,
Dead, right?
She's definitely dead.
Drake, there's about 10 or 12 in there, and she said it sounds like fun.
10 fun, but actually 12. Or more.
10 fun, but 12 of them.
Okay, let's reconnoiter with Brune and let's try and head out. What's the approximate time around now?
I'd say you're probably looking at near 11 o'clock in the evening. It's taking you a while to do all this.
Should we try and draw some out?
Or we could just go straight in there.
During this time, has anybody approached me?
No.
And or have I heard anything from the cave? I'm sorry.
No. So far, you just nothing. Just no movement. There's a little breeze, kind of in the wind, but nothing else.
I think we're better off fighting the battle outside rather than in an enclosed cave where we don't even know the way around.
Go draw them out?
Well, I do have a little trick that might help. I don't know how much good it will do, but I can always send Rune in to have a little look around, see if there's anything to take note of before we head in.
Good idea.
That's a good idea.
I will need you to look out after me, though. When I do this, I basically use Rune's eyes and ears, and I lose my own. So you'll need to keep an eye on me. I'll be able to talk to you, but I won't be able to hear you. So anything in particular you'd like me to look out for?
Bad guys?
I suppose to see how many there are. See if we can get an idea of the layout.
Just the basic entrance, how many passageways, left, right, center there are, and the lighting so far, and you notice any enemies at the entrance. While you're doing that, I boldly step forward. I shall protect thee, my lady. I rip out my rapier, do a little flourish, flip my hat, take out the shield. I got you.
How very charming.
Indeed.
Just a question, is Drake facing the wrong way while he does this?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
That would be amusing.
That'd be typical.
If he is, Marily doesn't say anything. She doesn't want to embarrass him.
Wait. Let's give it a number. Higher than 10, yes, I'm facing the wrong way. Lower than 10, I'm facing the right way.
Natural 20.
Yeah, 3. Facing the wrong way.
Okay, so you just kind of like say all this to a tree, thinking it's her.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll gather in front. I presume you're going to move up and gather in front of the tunnel, or are you going to do it from where you are?
In front of the tunnel.
Yes.
Off to the side.
Okay, so you gather forward. All move forward up to where Bryn and Brune are. They see you coming out of the bush, and then you gather to one side. And yeah, what are you going to do?
Well, I
Wait for the cat lady.
I will crouch down, both hands on the floor, one knee, and I'm going to lower my head, and then I'm going to be absolutely unmoving, completely still. Rune is going to run off and into the cave entrance. And he's going to walk down as far as he can. So the edge of my spell ability is 100 feet. So he's going to go the full 100 feet and see what he can see or hear.
Okay. So as he enters the cave, you notice from the entrance of the cave, from what you can see anyway, it's about 8 foot high. Or 7 foot as you go in, and about 8 foot high. It's quite low most of the way. As he gets in about 10 foot, it just gets darker and darker. There's no light source in here at all. So he just goes blind as he walks along. Do you want to continue going on, or?
I'll have him continue carefully, slowly, and listening.
Can you roll for stealth for me?
That's a natural one.
Okay. Good to know. So as he walks in, it just gets darker and darker, and just gets pitch black. Can't see a thing. It just keeps going and going. He notices a faint breeze, a cold breeze kind of comes down the tunnel. But other than that, as you don't hear or see anything.
Well, I can safely say we're going to need a light source. It's bloody dark. But I can't hear anything. There is a breeze, but I can't hear a thing down there.
What do we do then?
Shall we just head in then?
Mm. Can
Well,
I
I
just?
can provide the light.
Would you like me to
just
do
check
like
for
we did
magic?
before and just go in advance of the party?
But will you be able to see anything different, Des?
I have dark vision. The cat does not.
Dark vision.
Oh, the cat doesn't have dark vision.
The cat doesn't have
Strange.
dark vision.
I know it doesn't
He
make
doesn't,
sense, but that's the
no.
rules.
Oh,
He doesn't have dark vision, but he does have advantage on any skill checks that involve hearing. So
Smell as well, doesn't he? He has pretty good smell.
I think so, yeah.
So
Is he going to walk the full 100 feet?
He's
Sorry.
going to walk
You-
the
you're
full
still gonna-
100 feet, and then he's just
Okay.
going to sit down and wait.
So as he comes towards the end, like sort of about 90 to 100 feet of your barrier, and actually probably even earlier on, he gets a smell of decaying flesh. Sort of a very faint smell, because he's got good senses. He can smell that in the air.
that's never good.
Hang on. Oh, well, that's disgusting.
It's like
Well-
sandwiches.
What's that?
If I didn't know any better, I would say that was dead things.
Dead things. Oh,
You can smell dead things.
Bad party.
oh. I'm thinking undead.
It just smells dead. It's disgusting. Sorry, I'm coming out. That's gross.
Okay.
I stand up, shaking my hands like, ugh, yuck.
The sort of smell's kind of overwhelming you as you come back to yourself and your senses, and you stand back up again.
Woo! It smells down there.
So what do you guys want to do?
I'll proceed into the entrance, trying to be stealthy, also looking for hidden doors, secret passageways, traps.
Anyone else, or just you?
I'll go.
I'd like to go ahead, maybe 30 feet.
Roll for stealth, please.
Yes, sir.
And you as well, Artix.
Now would not be appropriate time to cast bonfire.
7.
Okay.
16.
Okay, you both got dark vision, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you head on into the tunnel, being as quiet as you can. As you're going along, you kind of hear Bryn sort of in front, but nice and quiet. Kind of hear this dragging noise behind you, and then you realise it's Artex. He's just like, shh, keep quiet. As you enter into the tunnel, you head in about 30 feet, and you notice from your dark vision that it just goes on and on further. So the tunnel doesn't change. It looks like you notice, like, again, more footprints, more drag marks in the floor. But this tunnel is longer than you can see. What, another 60 feet? It still goes to the end of your vision. There's still this tunnel.
Is it natural or is there rough hewn?
It's like it's like a natural. It's sort of been carved out.
So it's
part of
been
the cave and
modified.
part of it. It's kind of a bit of both. It's like it was a natural cave. It's been widened slightly in places. Just it's been exploited. Looks like it was probably used as a good way to smuggle goods in and out because this heads in the direction towards where the manor is.
I'll continue.
Me as well.
So as you continue further forward, you then start noticing the cave entrance or the tunnel entrance starts opening up about 100 feet from where you entered. You now come to the entrance of a wide, large natural cavern. The smell of decaying flesh only faint in the breeze. It's like a cold breeze hits you as you get towards the entrance into this big cave. You smell the rotting flesh come up and hit you as well. You notice in this cave there's a big crevice that divides the cavern, and either side of the crevice is these big 2 stone columns that are using to support the ceiling. As you look up, you see that it's like a 20-foot high ceiling, and then you notice 2 arched wooden bridges either side. And you give me a moment. This is going to take ages and probably kick some of you out. If you could all blindfold yourself for a second, please.
One question.
Yeah.
This is just kind of a qualifier. The smell of the flesh, is it like recent by the roadkill type smell, or is it like tomb-like smell, like old?
No, it's kind of more recent-ish. It's like decaying flesh.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Miz, what was blindfold again for tabletop?
Control B.
Control B.
Yes. Or just
Arctic.
it's just B on mine.
What is it? Control B?
B. Just B.
Who's in the cave?
All that you
Oh,
can.
that's cool. That's really neat.
You're not looking anyway.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
I like that.
Okay, so you
Brendan,
guys
I
can
wanna
carry on with what your role play is while I'm doing this.
Okay.
So you're at the entrance too. You can decide what you want to do next.
Who's in the cave?
Bryn and Artex are in
Bryn
the
and
cave at the
Artex,
moment.
okay.
Arctic, as you're walking, well, where's
I turn to Artex and say, you might want to, I think we're clear up to this point. You can go ahead and get the others if they can. And make them walk slowly and quietly if you wouldn't mind.
That's right.
All right.
Right.
I quietly and stealthily turn around, make sure everything's okay. Quietly as possible, go back to the group.
Okay. So, Bryn, you said just stay in there?
Yeah, I hide over in the corner and watch and listen. And since he's leaving, it should be a little bit more quieter, and I might be able to pick up more, and really try and scope out the cavern before me if I can.
Okay. Just give me a moment, because I can't do this on the fly, unfortunately. Well, I have to do it on the fly even. So, you sit there and wait. I'll text you, make your way back to the rest of the group.
Yep.
Go back with no incidents if you want to tell them.
Good. So I return to the group. I'm like, guys, there's a large cabin up front. I think we're good to go if you want to follow me.
sounds
nobody
good.
down there?
Okay.
Um,
You haven't encountered anything.
Is the cavern lit, or is it still dark?
It's still dark.
Well, I can produce flame if are we bothered about being detected?
I would suggest that we just move silently towards where Bryn is for the moment. We can decide there.
Okay, one thing I do is I take out my hooded lantern, but I hood it down so that instead of the 30 feet light source it creates, I make sure that it's only a 5-foot radius that it puts around me so that I can at least just see 5 foot ahead of me where I'm going.
Yeah, shame,
Okay.
fellow. You can't see. You can grab onto my shirt if you want.
No,
I walk the 5 feet behind him so I can see his light.
Okay.
Cool.
We head on in towards Bryn again. Wait, I'll be there
Head
in a
on
second.
down to the other side. Head on down.
Down by the other side. Down boy.
Break on through.
This is the only thing with tabletop is I got to sort it out. A little while because I can't do the fog of war type thing until I
Other
actually
than
load up the map.
other than possible dripping moisture, have I heard anything from the cavern, Miss?
So far you hear you don't see anything. Give me a second and I'll just check what you've got.
Do you need me to
Can you
roll a
roll a
perception?
perception check for
I
me,
was just
please?
Is it okay to remove my blindfold to do so? My only view is not of the map; it's just of my roll station.
Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully. This is all blocked for you.
Not great. I rolled 11.
Okay.
But it makes sense. Sorry.
I was gonna say, can you just check the map a second since you're looking anyway, and just see whether it's mostly blocked out or not?
Oh, do you want me to look at the map? Okay.
Yeah, just.
Just here.
Cheating.
If,
What do you see? What do you see? What is it? What is it?
The hills are alive.
I see a crevice, so I guess I'm seeing the middle of the cavern.
Yeah.
And I see a couple of either columns or stalagmites.
Yeah.
And I see a barrel somewhere, but I think that's just kind of past something I'm not supposed to see that, I think. But
A barrel.
is that like a little bridge there? Am I supposed to see that?
There's 2 bridges, yeah.
Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, there is 2 of them. So where, in regards to what I'm seeing, where am I supposed to be at this far open end?
You are on the southern end.
Like right here?
Yeah, this tunnel. See where this tunnel comes up here? You just come up this tunnel.
Okay. Well, let me get closer and scoot down in there and get
Okay,
a
well,
first-person view.
Can you just click the tabletop a second?
You want me to click tabletop?
No, that's what I'm talking to Joe. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you can all unblindfold now.
Yay.
So this is what Bryn now sees.
I'm sorry, I wasn't sure where I should look at it from, kind of thing. So
There's a bridgie. There's a bridgie.
There you go. So Bryn's there.
Miz, if you zoom right out, right above the
Too many
table,
hands.
there's shit in the air.
Yeah. Huh?
I'm reminded.
Where's Bridge? That.
If I zoom out, what?
Zoom out and go directly above the table. It looks like there's stuff
Yeah.
in the air.
What was there?
Oh, it does. Like a second level on top of something
Yeah.
else.
Oh, there's like a door.
Where?
It's like a whole other level on top in the clouds.
Oh,
Okay, that's floor 2.
It's a
I don't
glitch. Ignore it.
is it blocking the view? Because I can't see
No,
it.
Can
it's
you
not.
see that?
No.
No, it's just there.
Oh, that door. Sorry.
I just
yeah,
luckily see.
that's okay.
I luckily just see a door.
All I can see a door.
It looks like
Miz, you may need to change something. I was turning around just trying to get a good view of my character, and actually went through one of the walls, and it showed something. So,
Oh,
so folks, be careful not to go in through any of the shaded parts.
I didn't plan on doing anything like that.
Right. Okay. So far, Bryn's at the front. The rest of you are following.
From
Behind.
behind.
Put you all on, so we know where you are.
So are those partial bridges, or is it like they've been broken, or are they full bridges?
They're full bridges.
Oh, there's the bridge
Okay.
that's broken.
Did someone just go missing?
Des, I think the problem is that the bridges are actually the assets that are loaded above the table,
Mm.
and
Ah,
we're missing
Part
In
the
the
walls.
cloud.
the bridges are up there.
It's like a thing.
Good.
Yeah. Now, that stuff at the top is meant to be
I
down
don't,
on
on
the
mine,
table.
they're loaded fine. I don't know why they haven't loaded
Yeah.
fine on yours.
That's gone now.
Weird.
A straight off comment by saying, I don't trust one of these bridges. One of them is definitely a false bridge.
Okay. Sorry.
Are the bridges broken?
No, they're fine. I just don't know why they're not showing for you guys.
Okay.
It's just the graphics.
So you notice that the wooden bridges, they're made of wooden planks. They have no rails, just like a bit of rope either side.
I don't trust one of these.
Is it there might be traps there?
So what did you say you rolled for perception?
let me look. Yeah, 11. Sorry.
Okay. No,
I left my dice. I just went back and calculated it again. Yeah, so it wasn't great.
One second. Let me just have a look at this creature. Learning things all the time. Can you make a?
Sorry, my dog's being an ass again. Hang on.
It's okay. Can
Windows
you
up
make,
again.
Bryn, can you make a charisma deception check, please?
Okay, that's unusual.
Deception.
Rolled a 6, and my deception is +3, so a deception of 9.
Okay, good to know. So as the others, you start hearing a few footsteps of the others coming in quietly. In your head, all of a sudden, you just hear this hunger, hunger.
Oh dear.
In my head?
In Bryn only hears this, yeah, and he goes, "I know you, Red Brand."
You may think.
Oh, I do know you. You hear this like manic cackling.
Do I recognize the voice?
Roll. I don't know what you roll for that.
Sorry, can someone just bring me up to speed?
I just heard a voice in my head said he's hungry and he recognized me as a Red Brand. And I just asked if I recognized the voice, and he's trying to figure out what I would use to figure that out. Would it be maybe an insight check or
Try.
investigation?
Insight,
really-
maybe, to see whether you know about it.
Yes, that's a tough one. Insight, you say?
Yeah, go for an insight check.
Okay, that's a +4.
History.
That's the thing. It could be insight, it could be history, it could be investigate. There's all kinds. I don't know. So
Yeah.
Well, if you're trying to see if you recognize the voice itself, it would be insight.
okay.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 9, and my insight is +4, so 11. No, 13. Cutting myself short.
It's nothing. Not nothing. It's not a voice you notice. No.
Okay.
So the others
So
Now,
where do you think
come
you
up
know me
and-
from?
come
Sorry.
up and join you. At this point, the others have caught up now, and they're back in the cave with you.
I'll hold them back. And you say I'm hearing this in my head, not actually hearing it, right?
Only in your head, yeah.
Does he realize it's in his head, or does he think it's?
That's what I just asked.
No, sorry.
It's in my head. It's in my head.
Yeah.
Zombie, zombie. Sorry.
Wait,
So what do you all want to do?
These can be zombies.
I look at him very
what do you see?
strangely while he's talking out loud, going, "What's going on?"
You're all right.
Hearing a voice that says it recognizes me and says he's hungry.
That's never.
Yeah, probably magical. So
Are you saying it says it's hungry
said it was hungry.
and you're hearing it in your head?
But it's out of character. Either that or Miz was saying angry and was saying it very British like.
Because angry and hungry can be the same thing.
He's an angry, hungry person.
He said
Very hungry.
he basically
Hungry.
Angry.
he basically said hungry and I know you, Red Brand. That's basically what he said. So apparently he knows me.
Are you a red brand?
I look at him.
That's what I would like to know.
Aren't you still wearing the red brand cloak? That's
I am sure.
Cloak is not good for you.
Maybe so, maybe no. We'll see.
Uh-oh.
I think something's happening to you because of that cloak.
You think so?
That's what sounds like to me because
Think
no
it
one
can be magical.
I don't see. None of us are seeing what you're seeing, friend. So we're not
That's
sure.
how you.
Can you
That's
ask
right.
it to show itself?
Show yourself. Nothing.
A few minutes pass and he goes, "No, I just need flesh.
Oh,
I
dear.
hunger."
No.
I don't think the factor of me being a red brand is going to be a problem. I think this is something that wants flesh. So I say we go in armed.
Wait.
Thalin, can you make a
Possibly not.
a charisma check for me, please?
You were a lounge singer in your former life, right?
6.
Totally.
All of a sudden, you hear a voice in your head. Traitors are among you. Find the red brand.
He's talking to me now.
What's he saying?
Don't put on the cloak. It's a trap.
He's something about trout. He must be hungry.
No one fish.
Sounds fishy to me.
I go, Brune. I get your names constantly mixed up. There's, I think he's, firstly, I might be wrong, he's talking to you because of the cloak. Now, you said before as well as we entered, Laria, what's your character's name, sorry?
Merrily.
Merrily, that you smelled decay when we came in. If he registers you as a red brand, I'm guessing that whoever this is a gatekeeper, and they fed him flesh to be able to bypass this guardian. So if we walk in without rewarding him or giving him any food or anything like that, we're most likely to be attacked. But if we've got some kind of food for him to eat, we might be able to bypass this guardian.
Miss, from my studies in magic with Iano, would this kind of phenomenon be something that I may have read about?
Roll a history check.
Do I have any fish? What'd you say? Trout. I'm going to look for trout. Do I have any trout?
17 plus 6. 23.
No.
Nice roll.
Very
You,
nice.
from your studies, you know of wizards that you've heard of something about this, where wizards have over time, and they try to unlock magical things, and stuff happened to them. It changed them, and now they've got potentially something like this.
Guys, I may know what this is.
You do?
I may know.
Elaborate, please.
When I was studying with Iano, we went into magical history, and there was a few writings that really interested me about what happened if a wizard were to, let's say, go too far in their search for magic, and things, how they would become twisted. And in one of these chapters, there is a creature that was formerly a wizard that does not speak except into the minds of the people that it wants to contact. And it feeds on flesh. This may be one of those.
Okay, so if this creature is here at the entrance, do you know how the red brand would normally bypass this creature without getting killed?
If at all.
Just for the record, guys, I actually know what this creature is, just from the description that Ms. gave. So if I do say, I apologise to Ms. If I do say something that you haven't
No,
told
it's fine.
me, I apologise.
No, it's fine.
Don't read the monster's manual.
That sounded really good. And as in character, that sounds terrifying.
All of a sudden, as you say about this, like the hunger for flesh, all of you now hear inside your heads just this cackling. I want food. I hunger for any flesh. Come in my cave.
Cut that out, Envy.
Not thick, not thick. You will take any flesh.
When one hungers, one eats anything.
Fish?
Shall we say then, if we give you something to eat, you will allow a safe passage through?
Perhaps. We shall see.
We've got a red brand outside to feed them.
Want me to go get
No,
the
no,
red brand?
no.
It will
Yeah.
take anything at this point. If anybody's got any, I don't know, jerky or something like that?
A dead red brand?
A dead red
We
brand?
got 2 dead red brands. Let's go get them.
Alright. I'll go back and get one of them. Or 2 of them.
Just quickest one.
The one that resembles
Merrily, can you roll
chopping block and the other one
charisma deception?
pincushion.
Charisma deception, was that?
Yeah.
Addiction.
I'll get the pincushion first.
So, Thalin, you head back out to go and get one of the bodies.
8.
Oh,
Okay. It speaks to all of you again. And it says, Glassstaff's apprentice, welcome to the cave. Nice to have you here. You are wanted, are you not?
I suppose that
Perhaps I could eat the red brands here.
No.
are you
Hmm.
talking about this gentleman that I'm traveling with?
You are both red brands, are you not?
Oh, Norfolk, you do make me laugh. No. I am not a red brand. But I can be just as amiable as one. We can see about getting you fed. You seem to have a lot of information on you.
I know your secrets. Secrets aren't safe around me. He just goes off into a maniacal laugh.
Well, don't you just have a pretty cackle? How about this? We can provide you with some food. Perhaps you could provide us with some answers. I do apologise, that's my dog.
Aw.
perfect.
Wow, the timing on that was perfect.
It was. That was brilliant. Come on, show us your baby puppy. Come on now.
I think it's a husky. I think I saw
Was
right.
that revenge for me losing my
Yeah.
track?
Oh,
Making
yeah.
my impression?
Aw.
Oh, wow.
Aw.
My favorite.
They're very talkative. Yeah.
That's your secret. It's a dog. You're a dog, really.
Aw.
Okay, if that's the gatekeeper, you can have all the flesh that he or she wants.
Okay, so Thalin, you grab the dead body and you just grab it by the collar and start dragging it back, and you find yourself back at the cave entrance again, back with the rest of them.
Right. Where do we take him?
Where do we always take them?
Well, normally we just throw them somewhere, but we're feeding them somewhere.
True that.
Where do you want your food? I ask.
Drop it by the pillar.
Which one?
I'm going to regret this.
The one on our side.
I will walk up and drop it by the pillar on our side, on the far side of the pillar.
Okay. As you do so, you notice and you hear this scuttling noise from above, and as you place the body, you kind of step back, and all of a sudden, this creature just drops down from the pillar by the body. You notice. Give me 1 second, and I'll get him on.
I make sure my axe is ready.
I whispered to Breen, take off that cape. You're not
No cape.
Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
I take off the cape and I fold it up and put it in my...
Miss, can you just take over from me a sec? Because my dog needs to go to the toilet. That's why she was whinging.
No problem. There you go. So, where are you? You're up there as well. So you notice this monstrous-looking creature with one giant single eye in front of it. It's got like fangs, big, massive, open jaw with like taloned. It It almost looks like sinew, rotten flesh over its body. You see, got great big talons on its and claws on its end of its hands and its feet. Its leg muscles like huge, big, long strength, but its body is like really thin. You see spikes sort of coming out of its back, and you can smell as it jumps down like close to you from its breath, just the smell of rotting flesh. As it jumps down and it starts eyeing and sniffing at the dead body that you've left on the floor.
Nom nom nom.
Flesh. This is good. This is good. Yes, this will do nicely.
If I get you another one, will you let us leave again when we're finished?
That sounds like a good deal. And it cackles, and then as it does so, it goes, just see it sink its teeth into the arm of the dead body, and then it just rips at the flesh and starts munching down on the dead body. You just see this blood sort of squirt everywhere. It's like, this is fresh food. It's nice.
I will back away and then proceed to get the next corpse.
Would you like some fries with that?
Thank you, Alan.
So you walk back. It just ignores you as you go away, and it keeps eating.
Right. I'll go get the other corpse and bring it back down.
Good deal.
While these guys decide what we're going to do.
I'm a bit stumped at the moment.
Ms. Dallin, since Dallin walked up there, was anything else more revealed to him? Of the room?
Doesn't pay much attention.
I'm just asking because the only other, if I assume that the gray parts are places we can't go, then we have to go across the chasm over the bridges. But just, and I understand you not wanting all of us. Maybe just we can blindfold and only Dallin can see, and then he can tell us something like that. I don't know.
Have you checked for traps on the bridge?
Okay. So within the
Not yet.
Within the corridor itself, I think it's meant to be. Find it.
Winter is back.
Yep. Winter is here.
It's about so he's as he walked up to the north to the Nothic on the west. Oh shit!
What happened?
I think he fell. On his green screen. You alright, Kill?
I think he just knocked something off the table.
Probably the microphone.
Or his glass. I think he's alright. So you notice a corridor to the east, no, to the west, sorry, just off of the room, close to you. To the north end of the to the cave as well, you see a big open. The cave opens again outwards into what looks like where you got like natural rock where you're in at the moment. It's like a natural cave. The back end of the cave goes into a room which looks like it's been covered over with like the rest of the basement, so stone floor and normal stone walls and things. There's another corridor off to the north as well.
Do we see any enemies around? Anything threatening?
Other than the Nothing, you don't see anything else. No.
Okay.
I asked the creature that when the red brand pass, is there a specific way they go, a specific bridge they always follow, or has he seen them cross both bridges before? Does it look like they follow a particular route for a specific reason?
I don't want to pay a lot of attention to the red brands. They are in and out all the time. Across the bridge, across the gap. They go all different ways, like little rats running through a cave. I don't know. I don't pay attention. And he goes back to eating again. This is all in your head, by the way. It's not...
Okay.
Whether he's telling the truth.
Anyway,
I mean, you could try and do an insight check, but it's in your head, so I don't.
it's all nothing makes sense in there.
Okay, with my little lantern out, look around me and try and discern if there are any tracks that show that a particular bridge is used more than another one.
Roll a nature check.
Nature check.
Oh, sorry, no. Roll investigation. Sorry. As you just hear this crunch, as the nothing's crunching into the bones now of one of the arms. Just it's like drooling and blood sort of like pooling out onto the floor where it's standing.
19 plus 1, 20.
Okay.
I don't trust these bridges.
Did you roll with disadvantage because you can't see very well?
No, what? Remember I said I'm.
Yeah, but you said it's like 5 foot.
Yeah, I go 5 foot and look, 5 foot look, 5 foot look. But okay, I'll roll with disadvantage. Natural 20.
Okay. You notice that there are some footprints about. But there's lots. There's lots of footprints, and they do seem to go in and out. The north one bridge potentially looks like it has a little bit more footfall, but
it looks like both are basically used.
It's hard to tell. You can't see footprints on the bridges because they're just like wooden planks, and you're sort of trying to look at sort of dirt that's been treading and sort of stuff. So,
okay.
Unless it's dinosaurs, like dinosaur foot.
Guys, all I'm saying is I'm not sure, but I, for some reason, completely believe at least one of these bridges are booby trapped. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay, so while you're doing this, Thalin, you managed to come back with the second body.
I'll drag it up to the pillar again and dump it by him and say...
Well, as you do so, he flicks round, looks at you. More flesh, thank you. And you see him grab it, and all of a sudden he just throws it into the pit, down into the crevice. I'll eat that one later. He starts crunching into the legs again.
That one guarantees our safe return.
Yeah, safe return. Safe return for you all. Yeah, safe return.
Go to the edge of the chasm.
Okay.
Chasm and take a look inside or down into it. See if I see any.
As you look down, you notice that it's about the gap is about 5 to 10 feet wide, and it's about 20 feet deep. The walls are kind of rough, natural rock, which you could probably climb up and down without too much difficulty. At the bottom of the crevice, you can feel that the cold breeze that you felt is sort of emanating from there. It sort of seems to be seeping upwards. As you look down, you see lots of decomposed bodies, some older than others. The one he's just thrown down there, it's sort of gets covered in this slight fine sort of mist over it all. Most of the ones there look like they've been eaten mostly. There's little bits of body that it's hard to say, but you would think probably would, unless they're fresh, they should have been there longer, but they don't. They look like they're fresh.
Do they Do they look like previous prisoners or slaves, or do they look like adventurers that came the wrong way? In other words, do they still have? Do they visibly have gear on them, or any red brand cloaks which might stick out, or were they just in bare clothes, tattered clothes?
Do a perception check for me.
All right. Five and 4, 9.
From the distance, because it's 20 feet down and dark, at this distance, you notice that there are a couple of like half-eaten bodies that may have noticed, but you can't tell from this distance. You could go down and have a look, but from where you are.
Okay. Thank you. So what would you like to do, guys? You want to go across the bridge? You want to go forward and kind of scope out this cavern? You want to go down in the chasm?
I just know that wherever we're going to go, it sounds like bad stuff's going to happen down wherever we go.
Well, let's get started.
It's a cave.
We might as well just leave and call off the whole thing.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind. I mean,
we're headed to the cavern. We're going to the tavern.
Stuff's going to happen down there.
You all pack up, gather stuff, and so it's on this.
Yeah.
You're right. You're on your own, merrily. We're off.
What do you
Hey guys, I'm going home.
Guys.
What do you think, Merrily?
The Nothic has guaranteed a safe passage there and back. Generally speaking, they're good on their word, from what I remember. So I think this one we could probably trust. As for the rest of it, we need to continue on. The rumours have it that the Red Brands have been keeping prisoners, and if there's any hope of finding any of them alive, then we have to continue. It's our duty.
No, for sure.
Do you think we should search out this cavern before we go across the bridges, or what do you think?
I think this cavern is probably just the Nothic's lair. I wouldn't think you could see or get very much from in here, but if you want to have a look.
You never know.
Maybe afterwards on the way back. I don't. I take my cloak out and put it back on the red brand cloak. What do you think, Brune?
Again.
I feel we should just have a look to left before we go over the bridge. Why leave unknown stuff behind us?
Okay.
We might be running on our way out, so we won't be able to stop and watch what's on the floor.
True. Good point. Josephina, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we should have a look before we cross the bridges. Make sure that we're not missing anything before we move forwards.
Thalen, son of Aurak?
Let's just look around.
Drake
Might find
the
some
Silver?
fun.
Go for it. And then I've got an idea to test at least one bridge out.
Well, let's search this place. As I go, I will, like I said before, look for secret, hidden stuff and traps. And kind of, no pun intended, flesh out this cavern.
Look around.
Flesh. I like flesh.
God damn it, now you've set him off.
Have you got more flesh for me?
Soon.
Good. Bring me the flesh. Bring me all the flesh. I like the flesh. Bring me more.
Maybe if we don't cross soon, we might not be able to cross at all.
I'll head to the far end of the cavern then.
As everybody starts moving off, I'm going to reach out and grab Bryn by the arm and hold him back slightly.
Okay.
I stop and lean over or lean down. Just out of curiosity, what's your height, Merrily?
Good question.
I'll probably be like, huh?
She's giving me like 6-page backstory, everything else. And
she's a half elf.
5'4".
Okay, you're a little bit shorter than me, so I lean over and down. Because I assume you want to ask me something privately. So.
The Nothic seems to think that you're a red brand. You said your name is Bryn, correct?
It is.
The damn cloak.
Do you know the name Arden Naylor?
You want me to roll a history check on that, Miss?
Yeah.
One second while I check my files. I think it's not going to be good. 3 and 3 is 6. So I've never heard of that person before. No.
You know, yeah, probably not.
I'm sorry, I had it misfiled.
No.
That seems very peculiar, Mr. Bryn, but Arden Naylor was talking to Iano in the woods. This is how I learnt of his treachery and found out that they were about to, well, murder me. Let's not sugarcoat it. He also said something else very interesting, which was that there were 2 others that they suspected of treachery. I only caught one name, and that name was Bryn.
Yeah, I tried to infiltrate them. I lasted for about 2 weeks before they found me.
From what Arden Naylor said, they weren't very nice to you and your pal.
I escaped with my life and my tools.
I see.
So I always wondered who had found me out or set me up. I guess it was this Arden Naylor. Thank you for that information.
Well, this Arden Naylor was the one that was talking with Iano that night, so I can't say for certain who found you out or who ratted on you, but he was the guy that told Glassstaff.
We may have to just work our way through the whole Red Brand game.
I just wanted to be sure.
I was never a true.
Of that I'm glad. I may be of noble birth, but I find the attitudes of my parents and my siblings rather distasteful in terms of their treatment of those who, let's say, are below our station. And what the Red Brands do is even worse.
And from what I have picked up from my time here, and obviously from what they've done to the poor citizens, they're a blight. White.
Well then, Mr. Bryn, it seems that we are allied in the cause then.
Agreed.
I hope that you can do something with this information I've provided you. I hope there's nothing more to it, but just in case.
Better that information is shared. So you're basically with the Lord's Alliance?
Yes and no.
Or at least you thought you were.
I thought I was apprenticeship to be in it. The Lord's Alliance does good work.
They have. On occasion. They have.
What Iano has done is, well, unspeakable. I would see him tried by the Lord's Alliance if I could. Well, killing him would be very satisfying. Seeing justice done would be just as so.
Well, our group is not very adept at capturing, though we've been lucky. Perhaps that may happen. I certainly won't shed a tear if Glassstaff or this Arden Nailer should happen to pass into the other realms.
How about I promise you this? I will prepare a firebolt especially for them.
That would be most satisfying. I always like a good roast.
Nail the nailer.
Shall we?
Please, after you.
Okay.
I head after everyone else.
And I think there is probably a good point to leave it.
Oh,
I know.
it's just gotten interesting, man.
Just looked at the time, I was like, oh, look at the time. It took, yeah. It's good. It's good fun.
That was good.
Well done, everybody. We're going to leave it there.
We're still
thank
alive.
you. You're all still alive.
Yeah, we didn't die.
I honestly think we'd be in a fight there, but yeah.
And I didn't actually shocking grasp anyone. There was that potential.
That'd have been awesome.
Shocking grasp.
Not for the person that got shocked.
There's still time. There's still time. Okay, yeah, and thank you, Ilaria, for joining us.
You are most welcome.
So yeah, we're going to round it up there, guys. It's midnight for us, or for some of us, so it's all around the world. It's a different time for everybody. Yeah, we made it a little bit longer than planned, but not too much. So thank you all for joining us. If you enjoyed what you watched, please click the follow button. If you missed the beginning or the end or any other part, you can find all the past episodes on YouTube. !Asylum in chat should give you the links to all the YouTube stuff and everything. Mostly thank you for joining us. If you haven't followed, please do. If you do !Discord as well, you can come and jump in our Discord and join in the chat with everybody. If you have any feedback or anything you want to say, tell us how good or bad we did, or any suggestions, then yeah, more than welcome to come and join the community and come and say hello and everything else. Otherwise, if you like, we play Star Citizen and other games as well, so if you want to come and watch for us for that, you can do. Otherwise, come and join us every Monday. No, not Monday, Friday. It's supposed to be 8:30. We generally start by 9 because there's always something that goes wrong. So that's just the way it is with technology, and everybody being all over the place makes it a little bit harder. But otherwise, yes, thanks guys for joining us, and roll on Friday. Catch you next
Cheers all.
time. Bye everybody.
Indeed.